All right. Here we go. On a Wednesday evening. It is the Wednesday edition, the hump day edition, if you will, of Outlaw Radio. And I am the host of Outlaw Radio. My name is Kevin Barnes. I am the militant with a microphone, mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer. In the building, man, for Outlaw Radio. Timeout. That is the name of the show tonight. Timeout. Please share the show. Tell a friend. The Outlaws are in the building. Phone number attached to the show, 262-202-5131, 262-202-5131. We got a chat room, too, so if you want to get involved in the conversation, there's a bunch of different ways you can do so. Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is when we do this. And I try to be consistent, but sometimes I miss a show, like I missed last Wednesday, but I'm here this Wednesday. So like I said, it's Outlaw Radio. Let everybody know the show's going down. Please, if you are a first-time listener of the show, understand that this is a show that is all about foundational Black American business, right? So if it's something that's relevant or important to us Black people, please join in the conversation. If you are not interested in Black people issues or discussions, then you might want to keep scrolling because you'll hear something that might hurt your feelings, or something that you obviously don't agree with. So, and when I say FBA, it's not meant to be divisive. I hope people understand and don't go along with the hype. There's a lot of talk about how divisive FBA is and how inaccurate it is. And, if you don't understand what it is, you might want to look it up. Look up the delineation movement. Understand it's very important that we self-identify, because everybody's always talking about power to the people and, talking about us this and us that, but who's us, right? They're not like us. Well, who's us? Power to the people. Who are the people, right? Like, we need to identify ourselves in this country just like everybody else does, and I feel like we have a right to do so. So if you are into the delineation movement, this is the show for you. Like I said, Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until normally when I cut the machine off, which is whenever I feel like I want to do so, because quite frankly, I own the machine. So welcome to the show. We're going to talk a little shit and swallow some spit tonight. A lot going on in the country. We are almost to July 4th. Almost to July 4th, y'all. The Independence Day coming up. We just had Juneteenth Day, which was, I don't think it was as controversial this year as it has been in the past. I think probably the most controversy that was generated by it was me kind of questioning on Monday's show what the meaning of it was, because I heard so many people talking about Happy Freedom Day, and everybody was celebrating and in a celebratory mood, and I started to question what is the purpose of this, because we certainly were not technically free. Even when the original Emancipation Proclamation was signed, prior to those slaves in Galveston, Texas, finding out that they had also been free for a couple of years without their knowledge, the freedom that we gained in this country to this day is questionable, right? So I think that was the only controversy surrounding it, but I also wanted to big up everybody involved in Juneteenth Day. I thought it was a beautiful thing. Shout out to my city, Milwaukee, 414 Stand Up, because we were one of the first to have a large Juneteenth Day celebration, and I think to this day ours is the biggest. And it looked beautiful. I mean, a sea of Black people just together and no incidents. So shout out and big up to everybody who went to Juneteenth Day. It was a good look for the city. Hopefully it'll have some impact moving forward for the rest of the summer. Like I said, the 4th of July is coming up. So the white Juneteenth Day is July 4th. So I'm looking forward to that. But I look forward to every holiday. I'm not a Black person. I know a lot of my people don't like holidays, which is fine. Like, I feel like if you Black in this country, you deserve the right to feel however you want to feel about anything. I'm never surprised when a Black person has a different opinion on something that the rest of, society feels one way. We as Black people feel a different way. More often than not, whenever that holiday or whenever that celebration was created or implemented, we were somewhere struggling, trying to figure out how we was going to get to the next day. And so a lot of Black people keep that same energy, right? They say keep that same energy. So we definitely do that. But like I said, it's Outlaw Radio, man. 262-202-5131. Please chime in. Please call in. Please get in the chat room. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things tonight. Normally, I try to keep it local and then kind of transition into national things. It is a socio-political conversation sometimes because that's necessary. And I know a lot of people get bored with politics, but we have to inform ourselves of what's going on, especially nowadays. During this whole Trump thing, we really have to be knowledgeable about what's going on. So I don't think we can turn down anything except for our collars when it comes to opportunities to gain more knowledge on how the system's working and how they are using it to have their own way in this present date and time. So welcome to Outlaw Radio. Like I said, man, it's always a pleasure to be on. I enjoy fellowshipping with my people, and if you've watched the show or listened to the show before, you know that my Outlaw family gets busy. I'm pretty sure the chat room will start popping pretty soon. The line will light up. We have some people who call in regularly. I encourage everybody to call in and contribute to the conversation because I respect everybody's opinion as long as they respect my platform. So, it is what it is. But yes, it's the middle of the summer, man. It's almost July, and this 2026, first of all, has been a very strange, very tough year. There's a lot that has transpired in 2026, but hey, it's halfway over. It's June. It's about to be July. And July, when you live where we live, once you get to July, the summer's damn near over. You got one more month, right? July, and then August starts to kind of change into what we know best, which is rain, sleet, and snow. So get out, man. Enjoy some of the festivities. It's festival season here. In Milwaukee, you got Summerfest, you got State Fair, you got all kinds of different festivals at the lakefront. Get out and enjoy the lakefront, right? Get down there. Don't let it just be a monument that everybody else enjoys except for you. And know which parts of the lakefront to go to, right? Keep your eyes and your head on the swivel. Keep your eyes open. Watch and see. Diagnose trouble and act accordingly. But definitely partake in Lake Michigan. It is a beautiful natural resource. And so, that's the place to be in the summertime, man. So, get out and enjoy, go fishing, right? Go on a hike, go on a walk, sit outside, watch nature, man. Watch the bugs, watch the birds, all that kind of stuff, man. It's summertime. Because Lord knows we're going to have from September all the way back around to next May until we really get good weather again. So you better enjoy it while it's here. Like I said, man, 2026 has been a different kind of year. It's, man, aside from deaths of celebrities and people, period, just family and friends, like people have lost a lot this year. It's always a lot in the news. I see Ace Cooley in my chat room earlier. He said, "What it do in the building?" What up, Ace? How you doing, man? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Share the show. Share the show. So what's the big news in the city of Brew? 414, if you will. Giannis Antetokounmpo, however you say it, Kupo, whatever it is, has been traded from the Milwaukee Bucks after 13 seasons. He is a two-time NBA MVP, a Finals MVP, just an all-star, all-pro, defensive player of the year, probably the most gifted player in the history of the Milwaukee Buck franchise. And I know it goes all the way back to, I think, 1968, up until Giannis had made his emergence. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was pretty much the biggest name and the greatest player that we had ever had to play in Milwaukee. And the parallel here is Kareem himself was traded in 1975, I believe, after the Bucks won their first championship. They were an expansion team. Like I said, 1968. By 1971, they had won the NBA championship. So if you're a basketball person, please chime in. I'd like to know your reaction to the trade. I'll give you my take on the trade pretty soon and what caused it. There's multiple articles everywhere you go. There's pundits, ESPN pundits, and NBA vets chiming in on this. But as a person from the city, I'd like to talk about it tonight. Erica Hunt, how you doing? How you doing? She said, "What up, Kev? What's up, Erica? How you doing? What's up?" As I said. Ace Cooley said, we did pick up a home state boy in Tyler Hero. Well, what was the haul for Giannis, right? Because how long have we been hearing Giannis will be traded? Giannis should leave Milwaukee. And that was really annoying for me because Milwaukee is a small market, obviously, and when it comes to NBA cities. And I just felt the hate, after we had finally had this one of the best players in the world. We won a championship, and it seemed like people were hating. Oh, he should leave Milwaukee. He should go to a bigger market. Well, Giannis got super max contracts, right? So he was given $100 millions to play here. And I felt like you'll go to a bigger market for what? I guess more exposure, right? You'll get more exposure if you play in a bigger market, but you're rich. You have generational wealth. You're playing a game and you're making this money in a city where the average person of color is very poor. For black people in the city of Milwaukee, the median income is $29,000 a year. Giannis made that per hour damn near, didn't he? But obviously, behind the scenes, there's always a lot going on. We talk about sports. Sports is not just what you see on the screen. A lot of times, the things that go on in the locker room, in the front offices, on team trips, whatever. Each team has its own culture. And so Giannis kind of became what Aaron Rodgers had become, which is a diva, which is, hey, I'll just leave. I'll just leave. I'll take my ball and leave. And finally, they traded him. I believe they got 4 players and 3 first-round draft picks. Now, the sad part of this that I don't hear anybody talking about, and this was the biggest part for me, because as a Bucks fan and as a lifelong Milwaukeean, I was not that upset to see Giannis go, especially if he didn't want to be here. But also, it seemed to me that Giannis has been very injury-prone since they won the title. But Bobby Portis was packaged up in this deal and sent away too. And I think Bobby Portis did what Giannis wouldn't do, which is incorporated himself into the city. Giannis has always seemed kind of aloof, and I understand he's Greek or whatever you want to call it. But I feel like he never endeared himself to the city. I didn't like growing up here, especially when the Bucks were really good. I remember in the late 70s, early 80s, probably all the way through the 80s. The Bucks every year were perennial contenders in the playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals, just couldn't get over the hump. First it was the 76ers, and then it was the Celtics, and then the Bulls and the Pistons, where we just could never get over that hump. But those brothers on those teams endeared themselves to the communities. They were always doing camps. They were always going to schools. Now, I don't know what all Giannis did. I did see somewhere it said he took some kids from a church to his house one time. But I don't feel like Giannis endeared himself to the community in the way that Bobby Portis did. Bobby Portis became synonymous with the city of Milwaukee. And I think he was a good player. I won't say he's great, but he was a good player, a very good role player. So I was kind of sad to see him go, okay? So now people are saying, we got a hometown guy in Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is not from Milwaukee. Tyler Hero is from Franklin. It's a whole different animal. He went to Franklin High School. It's Milwaukee adjacent. Let's just say that, which is cool. I don't know what to make of what they got out of last night's draft, because I'm not really like a basketball guy like that. So if you are a basketball cat because some brothers know basketball, right? Like I see Ewok in the chat room. Ewok is a former hooper, a basketball dude. So I'd like to know what he thinks about it. I was intending on calling Ewok to run it down for me after the show, but he's here tonight in the chat room. He said, Kareem had political enemies in Milwaukee. He had to leave behind being black and vocal. Well, he had political enemies, but they weren't necessarily here in Milwaukee, Ewok. He was a part of a Muslim sect that actually he owned a house in Philadelphia where the Hanafi Muslims, who actually were against Elijah Muhammad and the FOI, had some sort of beef. And some people were murdered in the house that he owned. He purchased his home for them, and some people, women and children, were murdered in that home. And so there was some fear that might follow him here as a member of the Hanafi sect of Muslims. And so that kind of initiated his exit from Milwaukee. A said Giannis wasn't about exposure. He's about winning. Let's face it. We messed up when we traded Drew Holiday. I don't disagree with you. I do not disagree with you, but I do disagree. Well, I will say Giannis became kind of like his own worst enemy. Sometimes you're a victim of your own success, because the Bucks did go out and try their best to bring some talent here. Like that Damian Lillard thing just didn't work. And I'm finding out now, just from reading up on it, a lot of it was those two having egos that they were not able to put on the back burner and mesh and do what they needed to do. Now, we also had a coaching change because the coach, Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach for the championship team, lasted another year or two, and then he was out because the Bucks had started to slip, and we know that they got their ass kicked in the playoffs. And Giannis was hurt; he was unavailable, and it went until Damian Lillard was hurt. Now, from what I was hearing, Damian Lillard didn't want to be here either. They were saying he was going to if he hadn't gotten hurt, he was going to request a trade, which is crazy. And these NBA dudes, athletes, period, just straight divas, man, making all this money, and you can't be happy. It's like going to work. How many of you all out there are going to jobs every day where you don't make nowhere near 50, $60 million a year? How many of you are going to jobs that you hate every day because you got to pay your bills? Now you see these dudes making hundreds of millions of dollars to play a game, and they turn into babies. They turn into divas. It's very disheartening, and I can see why a lot of people think professional sports and professional athletes are assholes because they just become babies, this spoiled divas, man. But yeah, there was a lot to process here. And then of course with the coaching changes, we got Doc Rivers, and I'm not surprised to see that the Doc Rivers experiment didn't work. Of course, we go back to Adrian Griffin, who was a black coach that was brought in, a young coach who had been an assistant, and he was fired at the midway point of the season at the All-Star break, and he had a winning record. They were 15 games above 500. So there's a lot of things to point to here. Of course, there's the trade of Drew Holiday, and there's the trade of Chris Middleton. But I think Chris Middleton, once again, age, mileage, injuries had caught up to him, not showing up when they needed him. But Drew Holiday was a big trade. And at the time, what people were saying was, do we value Drew Holiday's defensive prowess more than we would value Damian Lillard's scoring? And I think Damian Lillard scoring was a big deal. It was supposed to work because typically nobody was supposed to be outscoring us when we had Giannis and Damian Lillard, right? They just never meshed together. They never were able to get it together and put it on the table. So, we have all of a sudden Giannis is gone. It is what it is. My thing is, if you don't want to be here, what I always tell people, and this ain't just Giannis, it's anybody who tell me they want to leave. If you don't want to be here, pack your shit and kick rocks. If you are grown up and you don't want to be somewhere, the beautiful thing about it is you have the right to go. Please leave. Don't leave mad, just leave. And I think the Bucks will be okay. They still got a nice young core of players. The one thing about the Bucks that I started to think of early on is after the championship is they looked old. They looked like they couldn't compete with some of the younger teams, especially when they were starting to get their ass beat by Indiana. Indiana looked younger, fresher, was able to run more. We had Brook Lopez. He was, long in the tooth. He was kind of slow, and I did enjoy watching Brook Lopez play. But the Bucks and even Giannis at times could just a defensive liability because not being able to run with younger players. So, Ace Cooley said we might as well give the head coaching to Darvin Ham. I think the Lakers tried that already. I don't think Darvin Ham is a head coach yet. I mean, Doc brought him back as an assistant. We'll see what this new coach does. What this new guy does. He's well regarded. He's well respected. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. Ernest Walker says, my basketball opinion is the Bucks actually won in the trade, even though Giannis, my dude, he got us one, but the management never put the pieces together. We blow a lot of his years. Okay. I hear you on that. Earl Henny said, what to do, my brothers and sisters? Love my beautiful black people. I totally agree with that, Earl. Welcome to the show. It's Outlaw Radio, Timeout on a Wednesday evening. Y'all chime in, right? Ace Cooley said, we now need some big men. Okay. Well, we got Miles Turner, who was supposed to have been an important piece last year, but then he was out of the lineup. So Doc Rivers, and he's a big, right? So Doc Rivers wasn't even using him. I don't know why. We don't have all the answers. I was reading a Journal Sentinel article today that detailed a lot of what happened behind the scenes, the stuff we're not privy to, like arguments and disagreements and philosophical disagreements. And the Bucks had gotten to the point where they was just putting anybody from Giannis' family on the team, right? All his brothers and sisters, cousins, auntie. I'm surprised. I'm surprised his side chick, all of them, they was all on the team and shit, right? And so a lot of people that was divisive, as I imagined it could be. If you sitting in the play in on the bench and you worked your ass off to get to the NBA, and they treating you like a redhead stepchild, and then all of a sudden here comes Giannis' brothers, who never really contributed a damn thing. I know people have memes and jokes about the Nassus, but come on, man. Like that was a whole, we just want you to be happy, Giannis. So I mean, if I'm his brothers, I'm looking at him sideways right now, like, dog, you done fucked up everybody money. Got your ass traded. So we'll see. From what I'm being told, Giannis being with the Heat is not an automatic championship. Doesn't make them contenders right away because the East is loaded. In the NBA, the Eastern Conference is loaded, as we just saw that with the Knicks winning the title. You still have the Cleveland Cavaliers. You have the Boston Celtics. You have the Philadelphia 76ers. You still have the Indiana Pacers if Halliburton is ever able to really get back to what he was doing. So that means, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Heat are now top contenders because they weren't exactly loaded. I know it was Bam Adebayo, however you say his name. He, the one who scored 83 in the game last year. He's probably their best player. Now, how will him and Giannis play together, right? It's a totally different NBA nowadays than it used to be because big men nowadays don't play with their backs to the basket. So gone are the days where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bob Lanier and all these big giants, 7 feet, dominated in the post. All you had to do was get the ball down low to them and nobody could do anything. Big men don't play in that fashion anymore. So we'll see, and Giannis he had the habit of a lot of times shooting threes. And it was like everybody used to say, get your ass off the perimeter and get down low. You dominate in the post. Why are you on the perimeter? But, he was the star, so he was allowed to do what it is that he wanted to do. You are correct, Ace Cooley. He said, don't forget about Detroit. They were not a pushover. Detroit, young core, very good team as well. The East is very talented. So now if Giannis goes down to Miami and gets hurt, then what? So we'll see. Because like I said, when you start to get soft tissue injuries, calf strains and hamstrings and stuff like that, it shows that your body's breaking down. So, and I'm not wishing anything on Giannis because I think he did Milwaukee some justice. Like, once again, I'm just happy that in my lifetime, I was able to see the Bucks win an NBA championship because the last one they won, I wasn't even born yet. So I'm glad I was able to see that. And it put the Bucks back on the map as a franchise. The Bucks were finishing at the top of the NBA standings for some years. We had a long, pretty much the whole time Giannis was here. And they said over the 6-year period, they won more games than anybody. So, we'll see. We'll see how this thing turns out. I mean, it gives me a reason to watch the NBA again when it starts. I mean, although I'm a football guy and I'm just right now, I'm glad the NBA season is over. I want baseball to be over. We know baseball lasts forever. I'm ready for NFL training camp to start. I'm ready for the Packers to come back and play some football games. So by the time the Bucs season rolls around, I will have had enough time away from basketball. And it'll be interesting to see what the Bucs do with all this young talent that they have right now. So I'm hoping for the best, y'all. I'm hoping for the best. But, they say Giannis was even instrumental in getting a new arena, the Fiserv, that was all on Giannis, and I found out that they had this thing where the NBA had said they were going to take the team. They were going to buy the team. When the Bucks were up for sale, they were saying the NBA was going to buy the team and move it from Milwaukee unless a new stadium was built. So, it just happened at the same time that Giannis came along and Budenholzer came along, and then they start winning. So, bye-bye Giannis. Earl Henning said Milwaukee Wisconsin Bucks has a better team than the Heat now. Okay. This is Joseph. It says, let me read your name. Y'all know I will massacre a name. Joseph Power 1302. He said Giannis travels too much. Okay, that's the Euro, ain't it? Ain't that the Euro step? I mean, Giannis used it a lot, right? I have seen Giannis take a couple extra steps, bringing the ball down the floor. We've seen Giannis take a couple steps, man. But it is what it is, right? Like, they all have something, right? Like Shaq used to offensively foul people and elbow people. People be laid out with concussions and shit. Shaq be running back down the court, pointing towards the air. Knock some people out. But, It is what it is. I mean, like I said, I'm not a Giannis hater. But I am glad that the organization won't be held hostage by a player anymore. Oh, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. Oh, just trade me then. Trade me. Trade him and get it over with, man. Because if he's unhappy, you're not gonna get the best out of him on the floor anyways. And then that whole debacle with injuries, where at the end of the year, and this was investigated by the NBA, where Giannis was prevented from playing even though he felt like he was healthy. So it was a lot to unpack there with Giannis, but it became such a distraction that I know that had a lot to do with why they weren't winning as well. But Doc Rivers is out of there. I didn't think the Doc Rivers hire was good anyways. I'm sorry. Maybe that's just me. I didn't think that the Doc Rivers hire would work. I didn't. Because I felt like Doc Rivers was too old school. And I thought the Bucks needed a younger coach who was looking to build something and establish himself. And I feel like Doc already felt like he was, and that was one of the things that pissed everybody off on the team when he came in and said, y'all need to go check me out when I played. I was good when I played ball, right? Like Google me is what he told them, supposedly. So, nobody want to hear that shit. It's like, man, you played 40 years ago. Get your ass out of here. What do they say now? You played against plumbers. We know that's not true because Doc played in the 80s. He played in the 90s. So, Doc played against some tough competition, man. Doc was a good player, man. His basketball acumen should be very high. His IQ should be very high. But just because you are accomplished and, doesn't mean you can get people to follow behind you as a leader. I don't know if Doc was able to keep in touch with the younger players on his team. And I don't know that old school coaching works with younger players. Things change, times change. And a lot of times, especially in sports, you got to change with them. So when you see an older coach coaching young men, he or she has had to make some sort of adjustment in order to be able to, connect with these young people. So, this is Joseph. He says, well, good luck, Wisconsin. I'm from Philly. The injuries are a part of Ben Simmons Simmons sites, Simpsonites. Okay. I think that's what it says. I don't know what that word is, brother. Yeah, if you're from Philly, you know how y'all superstar Embiid is. Come on, man, one of the best players in the league physically. If you look at him on paper, but he's been hurt. They say you can't make the club in the tub. So, and Ben Simmons, right? That's a whole other show. I'd have to do a whole other show about Ben Simmons. But yeah, you from Philly, you feel our pain. Earl Henning said can't make jump shots when they needed to. And Joseph Power said Doc Rivers was a bad hire. Yeah, he had served in a consultant capacity for Adrian Griffith. And some people say he backdoored Adrian for the job. And I don't know how true that is. I'm not in that locker room. I'm not in that building. I don't know. And I don't pay enough attention to basketball news to really even know all these. I just read the summary of what happened. You go from on one point winning your first championship in 50 years, or no, that's the Knicks. From winning your first championship in I don't know how many years, from 71 to 2021 when the Bucks won the title, to losing in the first round of the playoffs, to not even making the playoffs. Right? So it fell into the lake. It crumbled. So we'll see what's next. I tell you what, it ain't the end of the world because a basketball player left. I'll put it to you like that. So if you really, really depressed because Giannis left, then watch the Heat games. You'll be able to see him, right? A said Tyrese Maxey is a dog for a point guard. Okay. Erica Hunt says, I don't understand why people are mad because he's leaving. Because a lot of people think that the Bucks now will be back to what they were, because the Bucks was a shit show for a long time. From when did we have the big three? When we had Glenn Robinson and we had Ray Allen and we had Sam Cassell, and then we went to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, lost to Iverson and the 76ers, and then there was trash bag, dumpster fire for about 10, 15 years. So people feel like that's where we're headed. I know for about 10 years straight, the Bucks go into the draft with a nice pick and pick some Yugoslavian, Russian, German guy who nobody had ever heard of. One year they had Yi Jin Lang, big 7-footer from China, and he didn't last in Milwaukee long. I don't know how many Eastern. Actually, the Bucks had Dirk Nowitzki and traded him. So, we'll see. It's the GM's job to build his team back up. Who is this? This is Carrie. Carrie, how you doing? She said Giannis gone. So she said, yes. So what? I mean, I'm with you, Carrie. I mean, it's a loss. Like I said, I'm thinking that Bobby Portis is a bigger loss, than Giannis. Not on the court, but just in terms of the culture of the Bucks. I feel like Bobby Portis embraced the city. I don't feel like Giannis has embraced the rest of the NBA. Like, you see a lot of NBA guys fellowship together. Like, they work out together. And I remember Giannis saying, no, I don't work out with anybody. I'm not friends with anybody because I want to kill you on the court. So why would I try to be friends with you? I just felt like that whole Greek thing. It's one of those things where tethers, if you're not FBA. And so you don't even understand our culture. You still talking about you Greek, brother. You Nigerian. I thought he was Nigerian by nature, and they moved to Greece, but he talking about he Greek, right? Okay. So whatever. What to say? This is chat room popping. Let me catch up with it, y'all. Shout out to Brendan Hayes, man. How you doing? He said early 2000s. Okay. What it do, Brendan? How you doing, man? Y'all get into that People's News Network. Brendan is a major contributor for the People's News Network, which is the sister group for Outlaw Radio. Get in there, man. It's all black everything in there. Black news, entertainment, politics, anything you want to know, anything that's important, any news that's pertinent to the black community is in the People's News Network. So go in there, and the beautiful thing is there's a lot of other platforms. So you see, obviously Outlaw Radio is my platform, and that's in there. A bunch of shows are in there, but there's a bunch of different platforms, podcasts, YouTube platforms, a bunch of stuff in the People's News Network. So y'all go join that. Let me see. Carrie said they were shit with him here. False hopes gone. Okay, well, you can't deny that Giannis has been over the past 10 years one of the best players, if not the best player in the NBA, and he was able to carry the Bucks on his back for a long time, and they were one of the top franchises in the NBA. But we get no respect nationally from the national media. Just disses all the time. Even NBA players. I watch a lot of NBA because it's a bunch of NBA players with platforms now. They shit on Milwaukee every time they get a chance. I mean, almost all of them. They talk about Milwaukee, and it's always about the cold weather or about there's nothing to do here. Well, I'm always of the mindset that if you move here and you're making $50 million to play basketball, why don't you open a spot that's exclusive to you and the rest of your NBA friends? Open you a VIP spot where y'all have somewhere to go. Like, what, because you sure can't go into the normal hood bars here. This is the type of city that will reach out and touch you. You get your ass touched up trying to go in there with your diamonds and your jewelry on. Hell, ask Big Dog. He got robbed trying to go to a sports bar, juniors, back in the days, right? And he had, now, you talking about somebody who was entrenched into the city. Glenn Robinson embraced Milwaukee. Glenn Robinson was known for being in some spots he probably shouldn't have been in. After hour spots, gamble spots, bars, strip clubs. Glenn Robinson used to play the town, man. And so, and he still got robbed. So the folk can be cold like that. You are right. Joseph Portis is a player. I like Bobby Portis, man. I wish they had left him be. Kerry Walker said, I didn't know Portis was gone too. Yep. He went, he was part of the trade. Him and Giannis. This is Joseph. He said Giannis was working at a diner in the offseason. What diner was he working at? I know he went to Culver's after they won the title. I didn't know he was working at a diner. Dion, what it do, man? He said, I'm here. I see you in the chat room, Dion. Joseph says Giannis was Mario on the wire, on the wires connect. He was Marlo on the wire. He was they connect. I get it, the Greek. That is funny. So he was connecting somebody with okay. Somebody in the city lost their connect. Kerry Walker said Big Dog lived for the hood. Yeah, Big Dog from Gary, Indiana. So Glenn Robinson was, he was near and dear to the city, man. Earl Henning said bad legs not good for a basketball player. Will never ever work out for a 31-year-old player. hey, his best years physically may be behind him, right? He's 29 years old. I'm sure that played a factor into him being traded. He's an injury prone 29-year-old basketball player, and they play a million games a year, right? So, what's going to be his load for next year with the Heat? Is he going to be able to play like in Milwaukee? He put up big minutes. He's playing in most of the games, playing 35 minutes plus. What is he going to do in Miami? They got a good coach. Pat Riley's over that organization. We know Pat Riley did what he did with the Lakers. And Eric Spoelstra is a good coach. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Like I said, I don't want to wish nothing bad on the brother. I don't want this to come off as spiteful. My thing is just that if you don't want to be here, you're not doing anybody any justice. Please kick rocks. Please go. Like, don't make sure you close the door on your way out. Like, it's like, ain't no need for me to be mad. She said they gave them brothers the boot too. Yeah, I think they was cut like the next day. All three of them, right? Like, yeah. So, and who didn't know that was coming? Like, they should have knew that was coming. Like, oh man, Giannis just got traded. Where we moving to, y'all? Wherever he's going. I guess we all going to Miami. We'll see if Miami signs all three of them. That'll be an interesting Antetokounmpo watch to see how many of the brothers that they sign, because the youngest one they say is supposed to be really skilled. So we'll see. He had played his high school balls here in Milwaukee at Dominican High School. So, but I don't know. They didn't all. I seen that they wanted to. Giannis wanted to come back late in the season because he said, I want to play with my brothers. I want to play in a game where we're all on the floor. They never all got on the floor at the same time. Earl Henny said, Todd Day is my friend today from playing with the Bucks when he was here. Yeah, Todd Day was another Bucks player who played the city. Like, he was always out. He was out and about. Todd Day used to be in a bunch of different spots. As a matter of fact, I got a bunch of partners back in the days who was big-time gamblers, and they would always talk about Todd Day losing a lot of money or bringing a lot of money to crap games or to the gamble, as they call it, the gamble, because it didn't have to be craps. It could have been 4, 5, 6 or whatever. I guess that's all crap stuff. But I heard there's a lot of stories about Todd Day being out in the nightlife and running through the city. So yeah, Todd Day was a brother who was really, really with the city. And I think that's necessary in today's NBA. Like, you really got to embrace your community, especially if you're in a city like Milwaukee, where the majority of the black people in the city, 40% of the black people in this city. First of all, let me say that this is a majority minority city. It's 44%, 46 to 48% minority, but almost 50% of those people live below the poverty line. So I think you have to endear yourself to these people. You have to really come out into the community. In the summertime, you should be working with the youngsters here, because our young people need it. These neighborhoods need it. They need rejuvenation. So if you don't want to do that, I mean, I'm one of those people who say, well, good riddance, kick rocks. We don't need you here. Kerry said they'll find another starving foreigner and develop him. Wow. I mean, as much as Giannis gave the Bucks, they gave him a grand opportunity too, because nobody knew who he was. And he was just a skinny kid, a young kid and they drafted him. They took a chance on him and they gave him time to develop, and he did develop. So fair exchange ain't no robbery. So, it's just a wild scenario, but it was time for him to go. Now let's get over this shit and get the Packers back in camp so we can play some football, y'all. Can we do this now? Can all you basketball lovers just move aside for a second and let us have our time? Y'all time is up. This is Kerry Walker Jones as well, saying he ain't never kissed no black babies anyways. Yeah, what is his wife? Is she racially ambiguous? Was she white? Or was she just light-skinned? I used to see his wife and be like, what is she? Is she Latino? She didn't have a black name. So she wasn't no Jenkins or nothing like that. You gotta embrace the city, man. You gotta really come here and really get it in, man. Like I said, them old school Bucks used to be in the community. I'm talking about, I was in elementary school. Sidney Moncrief, Terry Cummings, Ricky Pierce, all those dudes used to come. The only one you didn't see really was Jack Sikma, who was a white dude. But the Bucks would be out. They'd come walking in your school at the assembly and give you a speech and, dare to say, that was the DARE program, dare to say no to drugs and all that shit. Kerry Walker says she's a mutt. Wow, okay, she's a mutt. I take that to mean she's biracial, right? She called her a mutt. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. But Giannis took his kids. He moved his family out of Wisconsin last year and moved them to Greece. He put his kids in school in Greece. So once again, that's the mindset of a tether, though. Like, you are an African, a native African. I know you like to say you're Greek, but you're a native African, and you got your kids in America with black people. You'd rather have them go to Greece and go to school. Of course, I'm sure you got enough money to put them in the finest private schools in Greece, but why couldn't they go to school here? You ain't want them around us Negras? What's going on, Giannis? Holla at your boy, man. What else is going on in the city? What else is going on, y'all? Don't forget, hit the line if you want to join in this conversation. 262-202-5131. I see my chat room is popping. I'm glad to see everybody in the chat room. But you can hit the line, jump on here with me. I think Ian will be in pretty soon here. I know he had told me that he had a work commitment. But in the meantime, in between time, jump in here, man. I'm taking calls, so the line is open. So if you don't have to say, "Kid, when you taking calls?" Give me a call, jump on the line. Let's talk about it on a Wednesday. And I see that Trump's regime was trying to pass a requirement that you provided proof of citizenship in order to vote, right? And of course, it was rejected. It has been denied. What is that about? What is with the attack on the right to vote? I feel like Trump and the Republican Party are very paranoid and insecure about the elections coming up. And I feel like they know that there's going to be a lot of backlash from voters for all of the bullshit that this country has been forced to endure under Trump and the Republicans for the past 2 years, right? But I mean, take it like a champ, right? So go in there and do your best, man. You ain't got to try to juke this, try to rig the system, because what you end up doing is denying people their basic rights. So that's pretty sad. Let me see what we got on this line. I got a caller on Outlaw Radio. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Earl, man. I'm calling from my house.
What up, Earl? What it do, man?
I had to call in about Dog and his brothers.
Okay, what's on your mind about that?
It's strange that he didn't want to be here no more. He talked about the weather. He didn't mention it, but he didn't like being cold. That's why he left here every time he got a chance to.
Okay.
In the house out in River Hills, it's worth $3 million now. So he gonna make some money off that too.
I did see that. I did see they talked about the house has gained value. Yeah. So.
Well, hey, that's what's crazy about it is you come from selling trinkets in the streets to being a multimillionaire, and you still ain't humble. Something wrong with you.
Is it a question of his humility? Is it a question of his ego? Or is this like, and you got to try to give him the benefit of the doubt, because he didn't seem like he was a bad dude. But sometimes what looks like it fits for other people may not may not fit anymore. So basically, had he outgrown Milwaukee, had he gotten to the point where his celebrity and his star status was bigger than a small market like Milwaukee?
Yeah, just it's so crazy when you don't want to be humble though. You got to be humble, man. Okay. If you come from a humble setting, like you said, he came from Africa to Greece.
Right.
He wasn't born in Greece, but right. He don't mention Africa, do we?
I've never heard him reference Africa ever.
Me either.
I think what endeared Giannis to people in Milwaukee was his humility at first, because he was a very humble dude, and he was very grateful to the organization, to the Bucks organization. And you could tell he was giving his all to try and show his appreciation for them drafting him and basically changing his and his family's life forever. So, Earl, you might be onto something there. Maybe it was his humility that got him on with endeared by Milwaukee fans early. And then we started to see that kind of go away, and he kind of started to feel himself.
Yeah, because he never did nothing for the hood.
Never. And I brought that up I think when this trade talk first started, and people say, "Oh, Kev, you don't know," or he done something, but I'm like, I didn't see him. I didn't
He
see
put he
him
put
interact
he
with
put a
the people.
he put a homeless shelter for teenagers on the south side of Milwaukee.
Okay. Okay,
I
I guess that's
said
something.
he got diapers for the kids that didn't have diapers.
I did hear about the diapers. Okay, yeah.
And he got, and I'll be honest with you, he got his pussy from here. He fell in love from here.
Oh, where is she from? Like I said, she's so racially ambiguous. He just popped up with a woman one day, like, I'm married and I'm having
She,
kids. Like, where is she
she
from?
from she from here. She lived here.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know she was from here. Oh,
Yeah, she lived here. You know how you go to the game, you throw. They all do it. They just stick the right one on her. That's all. He got a woman that was ready to be a mama.
hmm. Well, she certainly
That's
became
gonna
that
be
because
humble.
they got like 4 kids quick too.
Yeah, they got 4 kids. He was hitting it.
Yeah.
Hey, but they show memes now that his brother was locked out of the Bucks training facilities and all that. So he went to the door, put his code in, it didn't work.
Yeah,
They wouldn't let him
okay.
in no more.
He shouldn't be surprised by that though. As a matter of fact,
No,
they should have talked about that. I'm sure as Giannis got traded, they probably looked at Giannis and said, well, shit, I guess it's done for us up here too. Because the only
no.
reason they were on the team was because of Giannis. They didn't possess, at least I'm sure they could beat me in a game of one-on-one because I'm nowhere near a hooper. But the only reason they were actually on an on an NBA roster was because of Giannis. So of course, if he's gone, my mama say, yo ass go when the wagon come too. So
Hey, cause I can probably go up to Lincoln Park and find 3 brothers that can outplay both of them brothers.
perhaps. I mean, we got some
Yeah,
dudes here who can hoop, man. So yeah, I
yeah.
mean, listen, it's tough for them. I mean, they got NBA money though. The
Oh,
NASA's
yeah.
he played, he's been around for a while, so at least you have some pretty good money.
No, he was making $2 million a year. Why wouldn't he?
Right.
He's making $2 million a year just to watch basketball.
Just to sit on the bench and cheer for his brother, right? Just to say, come on,
Watch
man, let's go,
basketball.
bro.
Top of the hey, I would have been saying, bro, you can't leave that city. That city got your back. But he wouldn't take a pay cut. He wouldn't do like Bronson and take a lower pay scale so he can get some other people in here with him so they can win some championships. Yeah, they tried with Dame, but Dame is old too.
But also, that's what I'm saying. Giannis has a disconnect. He wasn't able to go and get other NBA free agents to come and play. Like, I didn't hear a lot of NBA free agents say they wanted to play with Giannis. Like,
They couldn't get paid. They couldn't get paid. That's why. You
but
ain't gonna come nowhere and you can't get paid.
I don't know that he doesn't seem like he's connected with any of them. When he started to say, no, I'm not friends with any of these dudes because I want to kill them on the court, and he didn't work out. He doesn't work out with any of them, so he just didn't seem like he fraternized with any of them.
Well, let me tell you, they go anywhere where you can win and you get paid. If you ain't getting paid, you ain't gonna go nowhere and not get paid.
This is very true.
Like now, they finna have a problem in Miami. How can you spread $18 million in the NBA? You gonna have his brothers. That's now 16.
Say the brothers got to get signed too, huh?
Yeah. They're gonna be down there.
Okay.
That's part of his skill. That's what he got planned for him.
Okay.
I hate to see him go, but then like I say, he missed free throws, he take bad shots, even when he didn't need to. Sometimes he didn't play defense. You'll see him stop. Yeah, I can understand he was tired. He worked hard. He slammed hard, but he couldn't make free throws when it counted, bro. So
he was not a good free throw shooter.
Like the little Caucasian boy said this morning on TV when they interviewed him at Homestead, he said maybe somebody they picked is going to be a better player than Giannis. And old boy from Tennessee don't look bad.
I haven't even done. I haven't done enough research on the cats who they drafted. Tonight, when I get into after the show is over, I'll get into my Podverse mode, and I'll go on YouTube and I'll start researching who they actually drafted. So I don't really know. I know they drafted a guard that they said was pretty good, but I don't know the other cats that they drafted. So we'll see.
Before then, the young guy they had from France last year, the Frenchman.
What's his name?
Oh man, it's a weird name. You can give me the answer. He from France. The one they brought in that we used to play with OKC.
I wish I knew who you were. Somebody in the chat room, if y'all know where who Earl is referring to, please let me know. I see Brendan Hayes says somebody got killed downtown. Yeah. I didn't really see the details of it. I just kind of
I was trying to go take some brown paint, throw it on the back of Giannis statue, but I think they was painting that over him, wasn't it?
Oh, the mural downtown?
Yeah, I was gonna put some chocolate on the back of some brown paint on the back of his ass. They shitted on Milwaukee.
Earl, if you did that, you would be a urban legend for years to come, man. That would be crazy.
I didn't do it because somebody said, my mama was a great Bucks fan, man. She took me to games when we was little, and I used to say to myself, they don't never win, but they always compete.
And they was contenders. Like I grew up in the 80s, which is my father. He loved the Bucks as well. And so I remember the first Bucks game I went to was in the Mecca. That's how far back I go, in the Mecca Arena, right?
I worked there
with Terry Cummings and Sidney Moncrief when those Don Nelson teams, and they were always going deep into the playoffs.
Hey, I watched David Thompson do a pretty dunk in that gym, in that stadium.
Okay.
So, I was a Bucks fan, man. I used to sneak in the door with my Hillside friends.
I can imagine if you grew up in Hillside, you have to automatically find a way to sneak into a Bucks game. Like I couldn't even imagine.
It was easy. It was easy. That door on the side on 4th Street, it was always seemed like that was the door. Wasn't nobody there watching it or nothing. I'm like, this is a prime example.
You can't do that somebody from Hillside who worked there that could come and let everybody in. Like somebody had to be working in there.
Well, sometimes, man, they had a rock in the door. You knew what door to go in.
Right.
I'm telling you, we knew which door to go in. I enjoyed myself. I paid for some Bucks tickets too.
I'm a hometown guy, so I'm a Bucks supporter. I didn't even watch the NBA playoffs this year because the Bucks wasn't in it. Like if it's not a home team involved, I don't care what sport it is, I'm not watching it. So I'm a Bucks fan as well. I want the Bucks to do well because they represent the city. And like I said, I've been watching them for so long since I was knee high to a flea. And they were good back in the days, always competitive. So
I knew they made a mistake when they brought in Dame. Dame was a good offensive player, but they wasn't ready to do that. They was trying to satisfy him, man. Everything was trying to satisfy Giannis.
I thought the addition of Dame was cool. Like, so I thought, because I like Dame Lillard, right? Even before he came to Milwaukee. And I thought this is going to make them better. But he didn't seem to have bought in. Like, it was like when we had Gary Payton. And I don't know if people remember this. When Gary Payton came to the Bucks, he came here to leave. Like they said, he lived in the Pfister. He never even moved out the Pfister Hotel.
Well, he only came there because he got traded.
Right, but I'm saying he didn't buy in. Like it was like, okay,
yeah, right. He wouldn't have came there if they offered him a contract.
Right. Well, that was obvious because he hit it right after the season.
Right, and then what did he win after that?
Well, he ended up winning because he went to the Lakers and they had the super team, but it fell apart because of injuries. And then he actually won a ring in Boston. Towards the end of his career, he won when Boston won under Doc Rivers. With Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, Gary Payton was on that team.
Yeah, he was. That was so long ago. I don't remember that.
Yeah, 2008, I believe. He finally got a ship.
Did he get in the game?
He played. Yeah, he was still Gary Payton, not offensively but defensively, and his knowledge of the game. You know,
Because
he
that was
played.
because Rondo was the point guard.
Rondo was the primary. Yeah, Rondo was primarily
Yeah.
the point guard. Pierce was the big time scorer. He was the real scoring person, and then you had Garnett, who was pretty much everything else that they needed. So, but yeah,
So
he played.
he got a friend. So what you saying is he got a friendship ring then?
He got one.
Yeah, that's true. He got one.
He called it a friendship ring. That's hey, that's Earl. That's new for
Told
me.
Somebody told me don't go down there and throw the brown paint on there, so I didn't. Because I sure thought about it.
Let me go to the chat room right quick, Earl.
Yeah.
I see Carrie Walker. She said I walked right into Charles Barkley downtown, and Magic Johnson and Cookie out to lunch because a girl I work with who was connected to them told them how big of a fan she was. Okay, Magic and Cookie. Wow. Okay, power couple. Carrie also stated, she said that wife was on the internet a long time ago talking about they were leaving Milwaukee before they got married. Okay. I still would like to know where she's from. Like, what part of the city is she from? Carrie says she started with him in high school. I think she's from Brookfield. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, our people got a little money, they say.
Oh, they got a lot now. They got some multi-million-dollar grandbabies.
Hey.
Joseph Power says, didn't the Bucks have Lillard? Yeah, that's what we was just talking about.
Hey, bro, they say pussy sell no matter where it's at.
That's pretty much. I mean, that's the one thing that's always going to be profitable.
And he ain't never had none. He didn't get none until he came to America.
Now, we don't know that, Earl.
Well, come on, man. You can tell. You can tell the way he was eating that hot dog or that brock they gave him.
Oh, Lord.
How he was so in love with Oreo cookies.
Oh, man. She said, this is Carrie laughing. She said she was laughing at the paint. Ewok said Big Dog got a free ring too. Yeah, Big Dog got one in San Antonio at the end of his career. Yeah, he sure did. What you call it, Earl? A friendship ring?
Yeah, friendship ring.
Hey, ring is a ring, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Hey, shit.
If you get one, if you can say you got one, because there's a lot of them that played that scored a lot of points, didn't get none.
Didn't get a damn thing, right? And in the Hall of Fame.
Get a friendship ring.
Yeah. I got Dion who just joined the call. He's on the line. Dion, what it do, man?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. What's happening with you?
Just got on board not too long ago. We indulged in some adult conversation, wondering what's going on. And glad that be able to still be here, despite everything that's going on and seeing all the racist rhetoric that's online every day. But we just slowly making it down.
Yeah, they can't fade me. I ain't worried about them.
Yeah, as long as you say fuck Donald Trump, you'll be all right.
That's really just about it, though.
Yeah, he got another year and a half to go, or 2 years.
I don't even feel like I have to say it. Like, I feel like it's understood. I think it's for a lot of us. It's understood.
With us, it's basically understood because he's a mark for real.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I had to work since I was 14 years old, so it didn't make a difference to me.
People, a lot of times, for us just working and doing certain things, we'll weather the storm, but it's a lot of people out there, that's not going to be able to weather the storm just as well as we do, Like they're trying to end Medicaid and, a lot of people, people that have, and the sad part about it is, like those guys are millionaires, billionaires. So if they did become disabled, like when one of the Coach brothers, he did, they had the financial means to do it. But just for regular people like us, you know what I'm saying? A catastrophe, you know what I'm saying, to fuck you over. And, thank God I got short-term disability and other things. I ain't no millionaire, I got a little savings, to try to keep that every now and then, but it's still just sad, though, for somebody that ain't got that. And if they go underwater, they could lose everything. Like I tell people all the time, I'm the captain of my ship. I'm not married. You know what I'm saying? I'm a single man. I got a girl, but she live in a whole different state. But, and how would that work if something happened to me? You know what I'm saying? Well, she got to come up here or because she take care of 2 households and stuff like that. So that's one reason why I got that long-term disability and other little things, insurance things that if I was to get really ill or something like that, I could take out a loan on the insurance, whatever the illness is, they give you the cash value of it. I don't know how that works yet. But fortunately, I ain't had to use it. But, I was just sitting back listening to somebody, the yesterday, and she was, she got a disabled kid. Now, a lot of people will say, and obviously you're talking to my girl, she's like, well, she shouldn't have had it. But that's the frame of mind for America, but if she was in a state where she can't have abortions and you knowing that you're going to have a disabled child, and now you using Medicaid to help supplement some of the help with this child, you was basically forced. And then most people don't want to kill their child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then again, when did she find out the kid was disabled?
Yeah, but still, most people just don't want to kill their child, though. You know what I'm saying? If you find out somebody else some weeks pregnant, then you might have an abortion. But, if they late in the game and stuff like that, nobody just you gotta, so it's just so much going on. And that was part of Project 2025. It's a lot of things that's being implemented slowly up under our eyes. And, a lot of these federal judges being elected, they've been fighting them, though. But, it ain't good enough, though. And it's just sad, though, and I hear a lot of people that didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton, and they come in, well, I was wrong, I didn't think white America would elect Donald Trump and this, that, and other, but they did. Not only did they elect him one time, but they elected him twice. And then, sometimes when you hear some of these white people talk, like most people really don't have no idea. They don't have no idea. Like, and you always hear me say, if you listen to the show, anytime a Republican call, I'll be like, well, what type of policies do the Republicans have? Now, you can even go back to Nixon, Gerald Ford, Ronald, whoever. What type of policies have Republicans passed to help the common man? Not black man, just the common man. You know what I'm saying? And,
hey, bro, I'm 63 years old. I'm 63 years old. We always had a war when the Republican was in office, and they always gave their friends tax breaks. It ain't for the little people. It ain't for the people that go out and work hard every day. They for the people that's out there beating people that work hard every day.
Yeah.
And even though people, out, though, I do have Ewok on the line, so I want to make sure Ewok gets a chance to chime in. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here, man. Hey, y'all done switched the politics on me, man. I just wanted to chime in real fast and shit, man. And
Go ahead.
Yeah, we can talk about Giannis.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't never been a hater in my life. But back to the basketball, we were talking about the free range and shit. Man, if LeBron and Bronny James would have won that goddamn ring together, man, and got that Beyonce and Jay-Z ass ring, man, I'd have been hate like a motherfucker.
For real?
Yeah, because, man, like I called it, a Beyonce and Jay-Z shit. It's just the motherfucking, it's a feel-good thing that people got going on in their brain. This social media hypnotized with garbage. I love the fact that man's son got to play on the same team with him in the NBA. Don't get me wrong,
of course. If I can get my son a job, I'll give him a job too, bro.
Yeah, I love the fact that they got that going on and shit. But, enough is enough, though, with all of this old making things bigger than what it is type shit, man. I don't want to hear no bullshit about that shit. I don't want to hear no more dope debate. Everybody on the earth, though, that got some goddamn sense, know that Michael Jordan is the dopest motherfucker that ever touched the basketball. And LeBron James shouldn't even be mentioned in his.
See, that's the thing.
You want to ask me about MJ, man, and LeBron, man? I got 1,000 points to prove.
But we don't have 1,000 hours to talk about it. So let's.
Boy, you stupid.
I would know because I wanted to get Ewok's perspective on Giannis because I know Ewok is a basketball dude.
Giannis trash.
I wouldn't consider him trash. I think that they allowed him to play point center for way too long. It was a good little thing because didn't nobody know what to do with it with this nigga coming up the court in the beginning years when Giannis was just bringing the ball up and didn't nobody build a wall or none of that.
Under Jason Kidd.
Giannis was killing motherfuckers running point center. That shit got old, man, and they never change the recipe.
Because he couldn't shoot.
They never changed the recipe. At least though, I'm like I was what kid said earlier. Get your big ass. You still 7 foot, man. Get your big ass down there and post somebody up. Don't go these motherfuckers, man.
No, you blame your boy for that.
So Ewok,
that's why he ain't got his job.
Let me ask you a question.
That's why he ain't got his job no more.
Let me ask you a question, Ewok, because I know, like I said, you're a hoop guy, right? And so, in terms of what they got for Giannis, is this a win for them? Was this a good trade, or did they get fleeced?
Yeah, that's a good trade.
I think it was a good trade, man. The Bucks didn't get cheated. I think the Heat gave up too much, if you ask me.
Yeah, they gonna find out in about 3 more months.
Yeah, the Heat got fucked in his deal. The Bucks didn't lose at all.
Do you have any information on the players that they drafted? Because I haven't heard. I mean, I didn't keep up with college basketball either, so y'all know I don't know. Are these any of these? I don't even know if are any of them?
I don't even know if the draft happened yet. Ain't that tonight?
No, it was last night. It was last night.
The second night is tonight. They're on the second round.
Okay.
Bucks don't have no picks today.
Yeah, they had 3 first-round picks. Hell, that in itself, to me, was enough for Giannis. But then, you throw Tyler Hero. I mean, it's.
If they didn't fuck up with the trade, man, they didn't. They didn't lose out. Let me put it like that. They didn't lose. They didn't lose the trade.
Okay.
At all.
Hey, Tyler Hero wasn't the person they wanted. They wanted old boy, the center, number 7 that played for Miami. That's who they really wanted.
I thought they really wanted Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, and they couldn't get him.
No, they weren't giving up nothing to go with it.
Yeah, well, Boston was like, nah, we cool.
No, we're going to do it even Stevens.
Yeah, Giannis still young enough where it's still powerful enough where, you know what I'm saying? It's powerful enough where you got to give up damn near your whole team.
He stay hurt, though, bro. He go play overseas in the season, though. You know what I'm saying?
He played too much. And, when you get them wheels and you're playing basketball, your wheels get bad.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I never liked him, for real. I never liked him.
And you don't pay to somebody $50 million a year and can't make free throws.
Why does it not surprise me?
Shaq.
Why does it not surprise me that Dion didn't like Giannis? Because Dion usually don't like nothing. So it don't surprise. Like, I'm not surprised that Dion would call in and say, "He trash. I didn't like him." Like Dion.
Yeah, I didn't though. You know what I'm saying?
Once again, I'm not surprised that you didn't. That you didn't like him. Like
a lot of people were saying in the comments, he always kissed white babies. Every time he gave his jersey shoes, where it was the white kid. I don't like people that favor people that don't look them, that don't mirror.
Giannis ain't from here.
I know he's from Greece. He's from Greece, but he's a Nigerian that was migrated to Greece.
Look, Nigerians ain't from here neither.
They still black.
But they really not from here.
In color. Only in color, bro. Only in color.
Right.
Well, see, this is why I always tell people when I say black people only come from America, and people want to argue with me like, it's black people in England. Well, those are natives as to where they're from, because being black is also a mentality, right? And especially in America, because we got in America. And so you understand that if you're black in America, maybe you don't understand it, but somebody will explain it to you. If you make it in America, you carrying all of us on your back. So you got to give it back to the people. You got to give something back to the people. Giannis is a tether. That's never part of his understanding that he's looking like shit. I don't owe them shit. I'm Greek.
Just go look at the people that's running his store down there.
Where's his store? I didn't know he had a store.
Right. Where's his store?
Black people here are westernized. Whether you like it or not, we are westernized, dark-skinned, melanated people and shit. And we have a different way of thinking. Now, you know what I'm saying? But we still, you know what I'm saying? We know that we different than these motherfuckers. We definitely know that. They let us know that every day. Every time we get in our whip and shit, they're going to let you know every day, motherfucker, you different than me. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that. They come over here, they don't understand it. They might have heard a story or two and shit. Well, Giannis ain't never got pulled over by the motherfucking police and said, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, that shit ain't never happened to that motherfucker. He don't know nothing about over here, man. No.
Well, he also didn't, and that's part of him not really getting out in the city. He didn't even attempt, like I said, like Bobby Portis endeared himself to the city. Giannis ain't went to no clubs. He ain't been out late at night in the city. Like, because if he had, his ass would have got pulled over or something. I can't remember what was the boy name who played for the Bucks who was at the Walgreens trying to get him some condoms.
Sterling Brown.
Got his ass stomped on. The police went to stomping on his ankle. You won't shoot another jumper.
That's crazy.
Right.
And he was a Milwaukee Buck, but he got $750,000 from the punk ass city for that shit with they bitch ass.
Yeah, he got it from
they paid him real quick and swept it under the rug as best they could and shit. And they was like, "Hey, we gonna just hurry up and give you the money. Please don't say nothing else."
That's why they hurry up and got him up out of here too.
Yeah, that was some foul ass shit.
He wasn't a real good player. He wasn't really a good player either.
He was decent. He was better than Giannis' brothers.
Yeah, he was definitely better than them motherfuckers.
Hell, I might be better than one of Giannis' brothers. I'm just not as tall as him, and I can't hoop worth a shit.
That's all. They paid his family a lot of money.
Let me go to the chat room. A says, speaking of healthcare, do we have any foundational Black American doctors anywhere in the state? I'm tired of people hearing about misdiagnosed Black patients in Milwaukee. There's tons of Black doctors in the state of Wisconsin. It's a bunch of them. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They can't separate themselves like that.
The best ones go to Greater New Birth Church.
A lot of African ones too. So you got to.
Yeah. Well, I
got an African doctor.
He's a Black. He's not African. He's the actual African American, a real Black man.
He's an FBA. He's not a tether. Not a tether. Ace says, this is Ace in the chat room. He said, Mike is not the best ever. Dr. J was that dude. They never gave him his props. Okay. So
if you want to say that, you can say Oscar Robertson.
I mean, hell, you could say Kareem. There's so many great NBA players. I mean, you could say Dominique Wilkins. Like, I don't, But I will say this, to Ernest's point. Back in the days, it's one of those things. It's like it's the same way I feel about somebody like Tupac. If you weren't alive, if you weren't around when that person was alive or playing or at their peak, you don't really understand their impact, right? So when Michael Jordan was playing basketball, if you were not just watching a game casually, like, because I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but I got the game on the TV and I'm watching Michael Jordan and watching him operate, you sit there and pretty soon you're sitting there with your eyes bucked and your mouth wide open saying, damn, I can't believe he just did that. You haven't seen any NBA players, with that kind of impact on a consistent basis. That's not to say I haven't seen NBA players do some amazing things since him, but somebody like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or even Allen Iverson, where you see them do things and you be like, damn, how do he do that shit? And I just don't feel like LeBron he's been dominant, but I don't feel like it was that watching LeBron because he was so big and physically intimidating. You weren't like, man, that's inhuman. So I feel like that argument is mute. I think LeBron is one of the most, if not the most accomplished player coming from high school. Within 2 years of coming from high school, you playing in the NBA Finals with a Cleveland team that was probably him and a bunch of cats who was like Giannis' brothers. So you got to give LeBron his props. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's now the all-time leading scorer in the NBA in history, ain't he?
Well, bro, if you play that long, you should be.
Hey, well, lasting that long is a whole other thing, having longevity. Yeah. So, taking care of your body. And I also, LeBron, no matter where he's went, has embraced the community. They've tried. Where's the scandal at? You haven't seen LeBron become the cliche that a lot of NBA players ultimately became. So I give him credit just for that.
And I give him his props too, because the man did wonders for his people.
Yeah,
he got a lot of jobs. He hired his friends to do jobs that we could never hire none of our friends to do. That's
right. And you go back to what he's done for the people, the Black people in Akron, where he's from, college scholarships, schools, stuff like that. I'm just saying, if you're a foundational Black American, you understand our struggle in this country. You know how important it is that when you make it, all of us get some of it, right? Like, and I feel like Giannis is a cat who doesn't even understand that because he's not from here. He doesn't understand any of that. All he knows is these white people been good to me. These Greeks, white people been good to me. So that's who I'm with, right? And whatever his wife's family is, like I said, she's so racially ambiguous. I would just love to know her ethnicity. Somebody, please.
she got some Greek in her.
So
She
she's
look, she,
so she's biracial. She's black and white.
yeah, yeah, she got some Greek in her.
Okay, well, hell, at least she got some black in her because most of these NBA dudes got. I seen a video on, I think it was Facebook or Instagram, and it had NBA players and their wives, and all these young brothers got white women. I'm talking about. I was like, dude, for real? And some of these dudes who you would think didn't have one, they all had white women. I was like, something in the water, man.
Hey, you know why, man? I'm gonna tell you why. Let me be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you why. And this ain't gonna shock you. You don't have that. They don't give you that headache, man.
Ooh-wee.
They don't fight. They don't fight against you. That's why it's easier to say, yeah, I'm gonna do this, so I'm gonna have me some. But like I say, I don't like white meat. I like my meat cooked, so I don't know how they feel.
Well, I mean, so you not all black women are combative. Not all black women are difficult. Like I feel like that's unfair. That's like saying all black men are lazy and all of us are ignorant.
But
right?
most of them you run into are, and what they showing them that they push. I think they do film sessions when they first come in, that they show them white women and black women, and they show the black women acting crazy and the white women being submissive.
Are they showing them these white women divorcing these dudes after their careers is over, taking what money they have left?
That's how they get the money back. That's how they get the money back. You go marry him, by the time your kid get 18, you gonna start, or your other ones ain't gonna be grown yet. We're gonna start. You gonna leave him and get your money back. What did Michael Jordan marry the black? Michael Jordan married the black doctor at first. What he with now?
Yeah, but he's an old dude too, with like still wearing some Bugle Boy jeans with cowboy boots. But I mean, I think what it comes down to is a lot of these dudes are 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and awkward, and they don't have females, like that now.
And they all and like I say,
when they get to
the football players too, look at Travis Hunter with his goofy ass.
Yeah, when they get to college and they get on these huge campuses and they become stars, they get the debutante white girl who wouldn't even look his way in high school, and it's like, okay, well, I love you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, just like this, like your boy that I went to school with, Terry Porter. He they used to call him TP.
Yeah.
And they used to call him PTP. They used to talk about him on 10th over there at Axon Park. And that burnt him too.
Yeah, Terry Porter is very prominent with his white wife. He like, yo, I'm he be up with the pictures of his. Somehow, some way, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I don't know why or how, but a couple times I've seen him put up anniversary posts. And I'm like, whoa, you got you an ice queen, huh? Okay.
Oh yeah, but he was giving some money back to his friends that was black. He used to look out for Duke.
Okay. Carrie said, this is Carrie Walker saying her father is black and her mother is white, and she identifies as African American. Okay. And then she put mutt.
No.
Carrie, can we say biracial, Carrie?
She a mutt if she'd have been all white.
She calls her a mutt. Hey, speaking of this,
she'd have been all white, she would have been a mutt.
Did y'all see the latest development on this new anti-violence initiative that's coming to Milwaukee called Destined for Greatness, right? And this is based on a $1.5 million grant that the Office of Violence Prevention has distributed. And so it's supposed to be an extension of funds to establish groups that work with or empower groups that work with young people to prevent violence. There's supposed to be some shelter care. There's supposed to be
they doing that. When they supposed to have been doing that for the years now.
Yeah, Earl, you just taking thoughts out of my head, because for so long we have been made promises of an anti-violence initiative that was coming, that would be this something new, something that's different. And this sounds like the same thing that they've been trying. See, the thing with me is you got the Office of Violence Prevention or whatever you call it now, the Office of Wellness and Safety, whatever it's called. And now they have $1.5 million to give away to do a job that they haven't been able to do themselves. I'm so confused by this.
Ain't that shame?
So I guess this is supposed to be done through the county with the county on board as well. And it's supposed to be funding for a bunch of different organizations.
But for us to have a black mayor and a black county executive, this city is going farther down every day. Every day.
Well, you see what the commander Mike McGee Sr. said in his interview in the latest interview that he did, where he said, you know,
did you get the paper?
I didn't get it.
Did you read the article?
I read it online. I didn't read the actual paper. But
like I say, he was my coach at Rose Park. Me and Mike Jr. is still friends to this day. He called me big brother. I understand the plight of this city. This city has been losing ever since they put them idiots in charge.
Yeah, well, some people say we were losing before we put them in charge, but you know, it's as a black person, you're hopeful that if you get a bunch of black leaders in office, that change would come. But you know,
it got worse.
In a lot of areas, like it seemed to get worse.
Yeah, and like some people say, worser. but it has got worse, bro.
Carrie
Jones got worse.
She says Giannis's wife's attitude makes her a mutt. Okay, I don't, I haven't really seen her online unless she was pregnant. So it's like, Giannis, I'm having another child.
She comes from a different area. So when you live out in Brookfield and you can have a pool in your house inside, what do you care about? A normal black person.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand that this is not the poor people on the north side of Milwaukee. More often than not, are not on the radar of somebody who's wealthy, who lives in one of our suburbs, or a celebrity basketball player who's making $50 million because he primarily talking about basketball. They live in River Hills, right? And they live in these gated communities, and the most of the city that they see is while they riding into the arena or to the practice facility. So, and they're encouraged not to take their ass to these neighborhoods with good reason, because we know what Milwaukeeans, well, especially black Milwaukeeans on the north side, will do to you if you're wealthy. They will rob your ass. We know that. That's just, it's people who don't got NBA money that get robbed and beat up and assaulted and harassed on the north side. So, if you worth a couple $100 million, yeah, of course, you might come out the store and your Benz is gone. This is also Carrie. She said, I have black and white cousins that are mixed race, but the ones with attitudes makes her a mutt. I think that's what she's trying to say. I think we got to get away from assuming something about a person because of, the normal stereotype. Like I heard Earl saying, these NBA players stay away from sisters because they're a problem. That's
no, I'm saying, no, I'm not saying just because they're a problem. They are taught that they're a problem. They are given films. I told you they have film sessions, bro, that they show them the white woman doing everything you tell her, the black woman cussing you out. So when you get that pushed into your head, which one you think you're gonna go with?
Yeah,
I'm gonna try one of these, and then and then they are around you. That's where you're hanging out at. Then you with them when you go to. They at the Bucks.
I'm still here. I'm just shredding papers, and I got you on mute. That's all.
When they go to Bucks games, and how many sisters can pay to go to Bucks games? There's a few got decent jobs, but they ain't. That ain't what they doing. And when you're in college, who takes care of you? Because I know when I was going to school, it was a white girl trying to take care of me, but I don't like white girls. I like my meat cooked.
I mean, I've seen so many examples because I went to HWCUs, historically white colleges or universities. So there's a level of aggression that white women pursue, especially the brothers who are athletes. And I can't disagree with you when you say taking care of. You know, because I'm some of my partners, some of my closest friends had a white girl, and he drove her car around, and she took care of him and bought him stuff. But see, me, I enjoyed my independence, so I didn't ever want to give my name or have some white girl walk around the campus saying that she was my girl, or whatever.
Or
And
she got pregnant by you.
right, no doubt. I didn't want to do that at all. So I enjoy. I walked. When I lived off campus, I walked to school. I didn't mind, because 9 times out of 10 I got picked up because some of my teammates would be driving by, or somebody who was in the class with me and say, "Hey, Kevin, you want to ride?" Sure, they give me a ride. It was only 2 blocks, so you know, I enjoyed my independence. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so
right, and plus my mama was a black woman, and I wanted my woman to look like my mama or favor my mama. I wasn't gonna go outside my race to find. I knew it was some in. I could get it in the color I am. Yeah, I ain't no rich man.
Listen, I'm not gonna tell you I never let a white girl take me out on a date or something. You know,
bro, I ain't never kissed, hug, touched. I ain't never kissed, hug, touched, or thought about being with a white woman.
Right? Take me, you. Oh, you wanna? Yeah, go give me a pizza.
I think that goes back to, you know, hanging around Mike McGee and them when I was younger at Project Respect, at the Warning House on Project Become and all that over there off of King Drive. It's just something I was gonna do.
Yeah, no,
hanging out at Rose Park. I didn't see where I was at. I didn't see white girl, and I went to Pulaski.
Go buy me a bottle. Go to the store, buy me a bottle, whatever. But you know,
yeah, I ain't never been with no white girl, no Mexican, or Asian, or Puerto Rican, or none of that myself.
Hey, I beat up greasers at Pulaski.
White women look horrible too when they get older. I was driving through Hartford today. I said, God damn, all these white women. I see why they husbands mad. Some of them just look like they just got hit in the face with a bus.
Some of them ain't that old.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Their bodies are horrible. I'm talking, they shape like bullwinkle. You're like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to my gal, I was like, all the white women that you see on TV, those women are far and few between, like Scarlett Johansson, some of them. I was like, a lot of the white, because I was looking at a story about George Bush, the first Bush, not the one that was, but both of them were president, but the daddy and his father Prescott. I was watching that last night, and I seen Barbara Bush. I'm like, damn, this bitch is like, she just was like the sun just shined on her face. She looked like a raisin on prune.
Give it to her.
I'm like, she was a horrible looking white woman. You know what I'm saying? And boy, them Bushes, woo. Them was some motherfuckers with Barry Goldwater. Man, you know what? That's why I love history. Because when you look at things of today and you go back then, you see the same. We've been fighting this shit for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm talking about we've been fighting this shit. And sometimes I can just see where some people just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna, give me a white woman and give me some money and try to just fit in, blend in, and just be like, fuck. This will be a tolerant. We've been watching that shit with George Bush and Barry Goldwater, and they was against the black people, and they lost because Texas really was a rural state, and it really wasn't a Republican like. You know what I'm saying? They was really with LBJ, and they was shooting the switch and the people to integrate. And they was the N-word, and then George Bush, he went with that shit for a little while. Then they said, like, this shit is crazy, man. We not fighting just to be looking at people, but just to say, hey, we just want to be left alone. We just want to be left alone. We just want to smoke, sell some crack, maybe shoot a couple motherfuckers and they get and just be left alone. You know what I'm saying? That's all we want, just to live our lives. I don't want to have to go somewhere and they looking at me calling me a nigger. As you see in Florida where the guys was fishing, they was on the other half of the goddamn beach. On the other half, white people took it upon themselves to come down there and fuck with the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, leave people alone. Like, leave me the fuck alone. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I was looking at that shit though. It's just crazy, though. But yeah, though, I ain't never been with no white woman. I don't even want no white woman. You know what I'm saying? But they look horrible. Oof.
Ace Cooley, you making a very valid point. He says athletes and entertainers. He says athletes and entertainers are not. It says in my chat room. It says they are not
Oh,
allowed
okay,
to
I
help
see it.
their communities. So my point to that is, if you achieve a certain level of celebrity, it is very true that if you are a person that still want to be pro-black and you want to empower black people, you face the circumstance of being ostracized or blackballed within your industry. That's very true. I will say that. Especially for athletes. You know, you look at some of the greatest athletes that were able to do this, like Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, athletes who were about us. There's almost an asterisk attached to their name, right? And they get a black ball from the media, and some of them even find themselves like, how am I not in the Hall of Fame yet after they retire? Because the sports writers don't like that, right? And they don't want to understand the plight of Black America. That's not something that wealthy people want to understand. They don't even care about that shit. So that's something that just we focus on. Carrie said exactly, that suburban better than bitch shit. She said exactly, that suburban better than bitch shit. Okay. I don't know what she's. I don't know if I messed that statement up. She said, not assuming she got sick with my daughter once. She got slick with my daughter once. Okay. You're talking about Giannis's wife, I think Carrie's talking about. A says, bro, as brothers grow up, it ain't that they hate black women. They don't like the ratchet culture. It's a difference. All nationalities have a little ratchet in their culture. I mean, if you don't like, the ratchet culture, you don't get with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you are what you eat, right? So, I mean, we all know that. I know this for a fact. There's some very intelligent, educated, cool black women in this city. But the ones that are most popular are the ones that get it cracking, right? Like, so you want to go to the club, you ain't paying attention to the girl that's just kind of sitting at the bar minding her business. You looking at the twerk monster who got on the see-through leggings and all that. That's who gets the most attention. It's just like the square brother who working a job trying to take care of his business and get himself established, don't get as much action as the dope boy or the street dude who's popping out in the street and got the block hot. So that's just natural. That's always been a thing in our community where, because I know, like I said, in the 80s, everybody now has forgotten. During the crack epidemic, everybody talked down on them, but it was a lot of women who swore by crack dealers. They wasn't messing with you if you didn't have no dope. If you wasn't really
because
working
you
the
had no
sack,
money.
right? You ain't had no money. So if you wasn't a dope dealer who could afford the finer things, you got to no play. That was just a fact of the matter. And that made a lot of brothers bitter. That made a lot of brothers, like, that's to this day. That's why they stopped talking to black women and prefer white women, because they felt like, well, I got this by black girls. So the white girl didn't care if I didn't have no money. Because 9 times out of 10, her daddy and her mama had some money. So they took care of her. So she wasn't worried about that anyway. She didn't need for you to buy her nothing. So, that's just how the game flowed for a long time. I'm glad that is kind of changed, but it's still the same. It's still the dope boys with money. The dope boys with money still gonna get the prettiest of the girls, and you're gonna be like, well, why is you choosing him? And she gonna say, I gotta have a man that got some money who can take care of me. Ace, I think I successfully added you to the call. What you got to say, man?
What up, bro? Yeah, that's the case, man. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, and I only chimed in, man, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. But no, niggas hate ratchet culture. As we get older, I mean, we in our 50s. Are you I can't see you looking at some ratchet ass motherfucker sitting out there doing silly shit. You know what I'm saying?
I might look, but I definitely wouldn't want to bring her home. I might be watching now. I'm a cheerleader.
I mean, we can look. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. And they say crazy got the best money, but at the end of the day, do you want to deal with that on a daily basis?
No, don't nobody want no ratchet whore.
But see, and that's what it is. The unfortunate part of it is our women, because this is the exploitation of television. They pretty much show our women twerking and shit like that. They don't show they shit doing that shit.
But I don't think the older women is too much into that though, like that. That'd be them younger girls.
No, it ain't. But they ain't showing the older women. You get shit like basketball wives and shit like that. Matter of fact,
them whores is ratchet.
I just seen some shit on YouTube. What the fuck is it? It's called Out of Pocket. And I'm looking at this shit. It's almost like the Black Jerry Springer show. And this the shit I hate, because They always have shit out here misrepresenting us. And so when other people see this shit, other cultures see this shit, this is what they go by. You know what I'm saying? But it's not actual. You know, as you say, as we grow up, you know, and we got our educated sisters and shit like that. They ain't into that type of bullshit, but they don't get the publicity. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
no,
it's the same as the brothers who ain't thugs. Like if you young and thugging, you out here, you got a name for yourself, you know, you got it cracking. Nobody explains to you when you young that square you making fun of, you probably gonna be working for his ass in 10, 15 years. If you survive, you're gonna be working for him.
I'm gonna be honest, Kev. At the end of the day, most of us was chameleon. We had two personalities because, we had to be square in certain ways, but we get it cracking in the streets when we had to. You see what I'm saying? Trust me, I know. I've seen a lot of motherfuckers come from inner cities coming where we went to school at, and they doing some hood shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I seen a lot of faking too.
Walk across the street, walk across the stage too with a degree.
Yeah, and most of them dudes was faking the funk though. Like, and if you really from the block or you really jumped off the porch early, you can tell. I could always tell. Like, man, get your ass out here with that fake ass shit.
Man, basically, it's telling themselves, man, based on how they talk, you know, how they move. You know what I'm saying? Because I could always see a fake motherfucker. And I can say, nigga, you from the suburbs, shut the fuck up with that bullshit.
Or just because you from the hood, like you could tell me, I grew up on Burleigh, but I lived with my grandmother, and she never let you come out. She never let your ass come out. She never let your ass come out the house. So you lived over there, but you wasn't out in the hood like that. You wasn't out on the block like that. So
Or I mean, another situation is you just get the brothers that that's cool. They rough around the edges, but they into their shit. They into their books. You know what I'm saying? But that's just niggas that got that swag. You know what I
mean? This is Carrie. She says it's hard for them too because there's never a shortage of people with the hands out. There's never a shortage of people with their hands out too. Money brings the BS to you. Yeah, you got to be careful and see that you don't get taken advantage out of.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I was expecting Giannis to come here and save Black Milwaukee, but we should have some minimal interaction at least. Come on, man. Like, I just don't feel like he ever endeared himself to the Black community here. So I don't,
He didn't.
She said,
truthfully, he's not from our community. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, I think the only time I seen the motherfucker walking down State Street and that was when he first got here and he know his way around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I mean, we got a whole different. We Black. The only thing we share is skin color. We got a whole different culture.
Yeah,
we move different.
And he allowed him to disrespect him by calling him the Greek freak. I felt like that was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what, people, it was not a term of endearment. I didn't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially being African American as myself. I don't think calling somebody with the Greek freak wasn't a term of endearment. Maybe to the white people, how y'all come up with some weird ass shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Call that man the Greek freak. You know what a freak is?
Yeah, I'm one of them.
You know what I'm saying? That man was a Greek freak.
That kind of freak.
At least they didn't come up with a word, the Greek word for nigger, and call him that. Like, here comes the Schwarzer or something like that. Like,
for real? That's what they call niggas.
No, that's not what they say. I think that's that might be Hebrew for nigger.
That's misleading right there, because you would have had me running out there calling people niggas in Greek, and I wouldn't have been saying the right word.
That's right.
If Giannis would have started hanging around blacks, he'd have been traded a long time ago.
Yeah, especially if he starts smoking,
he had to maintain that image
and drinking Hennessy with him.
He sure would. Man, that might be the organization too. Keeping listen, don't hang around with them motherfuckers.
Yeah, you already know that's the organization.
Hey, why they
want to have that wholesome look?
Think about it. Why you think they didn't bring your boy back here and play when he was playing in the pros?
Who?
Spreewell.
Yeah,
Spreewell was on cocaine though, wasn't he?
I don't know. I know Spreewell played himself because he was offered this $1 million contract extension and he refused it and said, My family got to eat type shit. Like, so they was like, you an ungrateful little nigga. And we already done gave you a second chance after you done choked out the coach. So
they showed you inside. They showed you inside the plantation how this going to be. You still
you know, when he choked up the coach anyway. I mean, he was lucky.
Oh yeah, you can't put your hands on. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If it was me, listen, I want to hoop. I'm gonna take this little shit for right now, but you know. I got to reprove myself. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't supposed to turn down that $7 million.
No, I don't know who
he shouldn't have turned down
$7 million.
It was a lot. It was more than the average, right? And we see that after that he bankruptcy, like his boats, his house, all this shit got seized. So
don't he live on the east side down here? I heard on Brady Street.
Oh, I don't know where he lives. I don't know.
He got a condo down that way. Off Second and Reservoir.
Kerry Walker says the problem is also that good black women are often laid back, and those are the ones y'all overlook. Well, you say y'all, don't not all of us. Like, cause
I keep telling you,
truthfully, the good black women get snatched up quick. That's the problem.
Because there's a lot of us who believe in quality over quantity. So you can't, I know some brothers who, they didn't go for that all of the bells and whistles. They seen that mentality that you can actually live and build with. And there's a lot of black women that you can live with and build with. But it's just like anything else. You don't just jump for the first thing that falls into your hands. You got to do some research. You got to know what you're looking for, first of all. So, you got
to appreciate. You got to appreciate what you take into your life, bro. That's all.
I agree.
She said he could have kissed one black baby. Carrie upset about
one black baby.
She said, I don't like the Greek. She didn't like the Greek freak name either.
He didn't understand what color he was. Well, he thought he was Caucasian.
He's not us. He's not one of us, and he knew that. Right. Like, I'm not one of you guys. She said Coca.
He thought he was a Greek.
She said Coca got Spreewell. Was it cocaine? I don't want to say anything. Now I'm not. I don't have any proof that Spreewell was on.
I'm gonna say very, very, very little. I used to see that nigga in the after sets every now and again, man.
Who?
I'm gonna keep it 100. Going down. I used to be downtown quite a bit, and I used to see the motherfucking after sets in the sets, and things that take place.
Who?
Pretty well.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, he lived his life in the hood, man. His granddaddy owned the shop on 34th. I mean, on 36th in Hopkins.
He wasn't in the hood, but he be with the white cokeheads and shit downtown. He went
to Washington.
Yeah, he went to Washington High School.
Like, I get that. But the nigga was still a pro.
Yeah,
he partied downtown.
Yeah,
he partied everywhere. Spreewell went everywhere. I went to parties at Spreewell House in River Hills.
I think I didn't do that. He probably did do that, but he got down.
One of the funniest.
Scared to go nowhere.
One of the funniest stories from back in the days. I don't know if y'all remember the Matrix nightclub.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We were my brother, myself.
That's where I hung out at.
A couple of my cousins, all of us was in the Matrix. And Latrell Spreewell. Actually, this didn't happen in the Matrix. This happened downtown when Tony Neal had a place called a City Club. That's where this happened.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
We were in there and we was kicking.
And that owner was a racist.
And Spreewell came through there. And everybody was kind of sweating him. Everybody was like, "Oh, what's up, Spree? What's up, Spree?" And I remember I walked up to him and I was like, "Oh, what up, Spreewell?" He's like, "What's happening, man?" I said, "Man, why you choked the white boy?" He was like, "Oh, hell no." Like, everybody started laughing. I said, "No, man, I'm just kidding. My brother was like, "Man, I thought dude was finna punch you in your shit." I'm like, "I wish he had a."
Hey, you're a hot-tempered ass nigga. I'll be honest.
He had to hit me. I'd still be spending that money. I'd still be spending that money.
Did you say you thought he was going to hit you in the face?
My brother said that. Like, dude, my brother kind of grabbed me like, "Man, get your ass over here." I'm like, "Yeah."
Damn, like, he in the show almost over. Where the fuck you come from?
I know, man.
Dude, smiling hard. Why you smiling so hard, man? That's suspect shit right there. No homo.
It's so funny. Hey, there's something I had to deal with tonight. It's called, please do not, if someone sends you this on your cell phones, do not click it. It's called the Move virus. and it comes up as it goes into a shortcut in your files, and it says high school fights. I, I was trying to help somebody get that off their phone. That was wild work. So please, y'all, do not click that, or your phone will be all the way fucked up.
What is it called?
It's called the Move virus. Basically, if you click it, it'll just take over all the setting features in your phone. Yeah, and you'll be messed up. Yeah, you said what?
And they send it to you through a text or something like that?
Yes, text message. It's just like your friend, or that ain't your damn friend. They send it to you and you click it, it's malware. It's wild. I seen it in action. It was trying to corrupt this woman's iPhone today. I was like, damn.
But the crazy part about it, they let that shit happen.
Yeah,
they know they're out here putting viruses out here. They should stop it before it get to people's phones.
That's all these motherfucking Indians and shit. You know, they the motherfuckers into the.
Ian, welcome to the show. It was called Timeout tonight, and we spent the majority of the show talking about the Greek Freak making his exit from Milwaukee to Miami. Let me catch the chat room up. Carrie said he had a home on the east side by St. Mary's, and she said she remembers the City Club that I was talking about. And this is her saying, them spinners stopped spinning and all of them gold digging women disappeared. I'm pretty sure Spreewell could walk in the club right now and there'll be a bunch of women who think maybe, girl, he got some money somewhere.
He still got some money. He got some money. Don't let him fool you, man. His brother's still out in California.
Right? He doesn't have what he had. They took his boat and all kinds of shit. I remember seeing that in the newspaper.
That's because he wasn't paying his bills. Yeah, they do that. Trump should lose a lot of stuff too. He don't pay his bills.
Yeah, it's like true. I said, man, motherfucker, he can trick a motherfucker saying that he's rich, but he wasn't showing his motherfucking his tax returns a few years ago.
A lot of things, another thing poor people don't understand about rich people too is when you see that a wealthy person filed bankruptcy, you think that person is broke because they filed for bankruptcy. But in reality, what they're doing is protecting their assets and getting rid of their creditors. So they're getting rid of their debt and they're protecting their assets. So it's one of them things.
Sir. The man tried to make a law so they couldn't look at his taxes no more.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I just think the motherfucker was broke because he was out here doing janky shit. Motherfuckers had fake universities. Fucking paying to go to this university.
He got money off of that.
Motherfucker selling bootleg ass tennis shoes.
He made money off of that. He making money now.
Yeah, but
what they say he's made hundreds of millions since he's been president.
Yeah,
his net worth has increased about $3 billion. And Latrell Sprewell's net worth is between 1 and 5.
Hold on, Ian. I couldn't hear what you were saying. What'd you say?
Trump's net worth, if I'm not mistaken, has gone up, I believe, about $3 billion. If I'm not mistaken, that's all due to the Trump crypto currency. The thing that they created or whatever that they were giving away at the White House event. But Latrell Sprewell's net worth, according to Copilot Search, is between 1 and 5 million. So they think they say conservative estimates place it at 150,000. So.
Well, shit, him and Larry Fink are the biggest holders. I'm sorry, go ahead, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
His son's got defense contracts, man.
Yeah, well, him and Larry Fink are the biggest holders of Bitcoin right now. So, I mean, no, he's far from broke at this point. And Larry Fink being the CEO of BlackRock.
Now, check it out, though. Listen to this one. The man had how many casinos in Atlantic City?
Yeah, quite a few. I know they bankrupted, though, I think.
What casinos go bankrupt?
The ones that when people want to launder money for the Russian mafia.
Thank you.
Yeah, those are the ones. Yeah, I did a whole thing on that. My video got took off of YouTube. I used to work for BMO, and I used to do micro business management. And anytime, and this was 100% of the time, 100, and I know Ace knows this too, but 100% of the time, if someone did not want you to see their taxes, they were hiding something. There is no, they're always hiding something. Yeah, Trump was embezzling money for them for years. That's why he's, a lapdog for Putin. That's why he's done all this stuff. And this has been going on for like 30 years. So,
And that's
None
not
of us were
including
surprised.
Epstein.
And y'all see that the latest news on the another Walgreens is closed, the Walgreens on 27th and North, and they once again have blamed theft and criminal activity and the lack of being able to make sure that their customers are safe as to the reason why they are shutting down. That is the 8th Walgreens in Milwaukee to close in 3 years.
They was oversaturated anyway.
So it's 27th and North Avenue. So like, first of all, let's get that out the way. Like, come on,
that's the old hood. Yeah,
that's the pit right there. So you ain't. Yeah, you open anything down there. You open a lemonade stand down there, your shit's probably gonna get robbed.
Yeah, they're not making it.
Of course.
I once again, that's why I brought up this new anti-violence initiative, this Destined for Greatness thing, because I feel like the city has not solved two of its biggest issues since they haven't even attempted since Commander has left, Mike McGee Sr. That is crime and that is poverty. The city of Milwaukee has done a very piss poor job of addressing those two things. Like, you'll see us, they will come up with a bunch of shit up here that's supposed to improve the city. But where are the anti-poverty and anti-violence initiatives? They haven't done it. We haven't had a leader who has had enough nuts to really do something about, especially poverty. Like, and I don't know if they don't want to piss off the powers that be, because Milwaukee is built on a lot of old money. And so you don't really want to offend those people because they'll shut your funding down. Your little campaign, I had $2 when it came time to run. But I feel like somebody got to not be a professional politician and say, look, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I need to do for these people. If it costs me my office, it costs me my office. I'll just get another job, right? Like, I feel like sometimes you just gotta, no pun intended, but take one for the team. So they don't
want to mess up the prison complex, bro.
No. And as far as the crime, Kev, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Some of that shit be the police keeping that. You got police motherfuckers on the police force that got motherfuckers hustling if they not hustling for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit is kind of distorted in how it goes, because at the end of the day, if crime truthfully went down, they wouldn't have no punk ass police to pay. You know what I'm saying? They need to keep their shit coming. So understand how that works.
They wouldn't have jails, and the white folks that live in up north in Calamarain wouldn't have jobs. They couldn't pay for their $300,000 houses that they got out there on 4 acres. Come on, bro. We know what this is about in the city. That's why I call this is called White-Constant. It's not Wisconsin. It's White-Constant.
Well, it's damn sure 86% white. Well, we know that.
Yeah. It's White-Constant.
Carrie Walker in the chat room says taxes, and then she says their biggest thieves are the managers. She's talking about the Walgreens. I don't know how to say this. Anybody, Ian, are you familiar with this person? I don't know how to say that name. Kizarek 9208.
Nah, I'm not sure about that one.
It says, "Hi, sir. Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Kizarek. Hope you ain't a troll. But you said hi, sir. So how you doing? It is Outlaw Radio on a Wednesday. It's almost time to wrap this up. But like I said, Ian, I wanted to get your take on the old Giannis thing, because I know you're a sports guy. What you think about the Giannis thing?
Okay, sir. Look, as far as the Giannis situation, I'm glad he's gone, because he wasn't available much of the time. He missed multiple playoff games. We already got our usage out of him. You know what I mean? As far as what we could get out of him, they weren't going to build another team around them. I believe they got 3 draft picks, as well as Tyler Hero, who's from Wisconsin. He'll at least help you sell some tickets before you dump him. Yeah, and he's a white boy, so that's going to go well. That's going to look good. In addition to that, I think that they're going in a direction where they're just going to go through that rebuilding stage. They should be good in a few years, because Bucks management seems to really be on top of that. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how Bam and Giannis are going to be able to work together. I just see them offsetting each other. I don't know how that works unless you get a good one in there, a good point guard that can really, because Giannis doesn't move very well without the ball. He likes the ball on his hands, so he kind of, I don't want to, for lack of a better way to put it, he dumbs the offense down. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what he's going to do. He would have needed to play with somebody like LeBron or somebody like that could have put him in spots. So I don't know how that's going to work in Miami. Best of luck to him. We got a championship out of it. You know, I love dude, man, personally. But I don't think it's going to work in Miami very well. I don't see it happening.
He would have been better off going to Golden State. That would have been a better fit.
If you don't take a pay cut in a small market, you cannot build a team, bro. They still paying Dame $35 million, and he's sitting at home watching the game.
Yeah, I saw y'all talking about that for a second. Yeah, that's crazy. That Dame contract was wild. If I was the Bucks, honestly, I'd try to reacquire him. Did he get picked up by anybody?
He got picked up by Portland.
He got picked back up by Portland.
Shit.
Oh man, they should have tried to reacquire him, bro.
I found out. Now, if you go in the Journal Sentinel, the article on what happened talks about the whole collapse of this thing. And they say that Giannis, that Dame, by the time he did get hurt, he was already at the point where he was so frustrated that he was ready to request a trade in the offseason.
Oh, my Lord.
So I guess he didn't want to be here anyways.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it was time to kick rocks.
He was too far away from home, man.
He was homesick, man. And truthfully, man, granted, Dame will score 30, but the nigga give up 30. So, the watch. The defense wasn't that great.
And he was too old. He couldn't hold them young boys, man. They was burning him.
I thought Dame played real well when he was with the Bucks.
Yeah, he kind of did.
Yeah, offensively.
I seen him playing on defense too. I seen him putting a lot of effort on the defensive end of the floor too. I just felt like Dame. First of all, you were in Portland. Like it ain't like Portland is a big, large market. Portland and Milwaukee are pretty comparable.
Very similar.
Yeah, But when you're close to home, close to home.
I've never been there.
Yeah, I have. It's similar.
His ex-wife, his kids are out there. The man has 2 automobile dealerships out there. He got a lot going on in Portland.
Oh, he's happy to go back home. Trust me. He's happy to go back home.
You make $50 million a year. What the hell are you crying for? Or the alternative is take your ass back home then. Like I said, kick rocks. So, like when Dame left, I was disappointed, but I wasn't like, I wasn't sad. Like, here go another $50 million a year basketball player who's, I don't want to be here. Like, that's super homo to me. Like, I'm sorry. I don't want to offend gay people, but that is super homo to me. Like, you might as well, go be a professional dancer or something.
He said a figure skater.
Right, I'm just saying, because you make all of this money to play a sport, man. You can't stay here for 8 months and then go home in the off season. That ain't enough.
Not when you get big headed.
Well, no, it's something too. His wife was fucking off too out there, man. That's the whole reason.
Tender
dude. He had a lot going on.
Right, that's why they was divorced. Now he had his kids here, his mama, everybody. He's a tender dick, man. Stop it. Stop it, man. Go home, man. I'm serious, man. Like,
ass to the crib.
It's almost nothing. It's almost nothing worse than an old soft, sensitive, tender dick ass dude who really, women run his life, and she can break him down to the point where he's not mentally doing well, and he can't, and all that. Like, you go ahead, man. Nobody wants you.
Hey, KB, what happened when Kobe's wife was gonna leave?
The greatest thing for him was to tear his Achilles.
So what you say, Ian?
What happened when Kobe's wife was trying to leave me? Went and bought her a fucking ring and went out and averaged 45 points for 9 straight games.
Yeah, Kobe all up in the resort with the white girl doing stuff to her butt and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Tender
that was
dick.
set up, my nigga.
Man, that man didn't sodomize that woman in her ass.
Set up, my nigga. That was set up.
He did. Come on, man. I believe that piece of media. Yeah, he did.
Oh man, Kobe did.
Yeah,
Kobe
he did. He did everything they said he did except rape her. He didn't rape her, but he did everything.
She was a willing participant, but I'm just saying.
He said that later, apparently.
Get fucked in the ass.
Go look up the case, man.
Yeah, I read the transcripts. It's everything that they said it was.
Yeah. Go look up the word sodomy. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He did that. He knows he did. He was wrong. He never said he did.
Crazy.
But he didn't rape her. Kobe said everything was true except the rape.
Here in Milwaukee, sodomized a couple people.
What's the difference? They eating ass now.
Well, I'm saying that was part of his charges. That was part of his charges, Earl. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think that's right, though.
Oh my Lord, that's good.
That's part of Kobe charges, man. You know what I mean? And then
You can't have sex with nobody in the rectum, though.
I ain't here to judge nobody. I'm just saying this is what his charges was, man. So, and then when the police got at him, he said told on Shaq and shit. Like,
I thought I could do with him like Shaq did with him.
Right. Man.
For real, I ain't know. Y'all be knowing more because like when I hear them scandals and shit, I just overlook that shit though. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you look like Deion because you look at it like, how many bitches gonna tell fucking coach no?
Hey, I was gonna say, KB, you need to be around Friday, man. If you ain't busy or whatever, I'm gonna try to float you a call because I'm gonna have Los on Friday. He the head coach for Tech. I'm gonna call you if you got some time, bro. I'll let you know when or whatever because we're gonna talk about a little bit of the high school football or whatever. I'm intrigued.
And one thing about me is I got more time than I got money, so I'll be on Friday. I'll be watching.
Your ass is crazy.
You got that bag. You got that bag, kid. You just trying to act like that.
I got a bag, but it's empty, so I need to find something to put.
This is still ain't got a football team.
Kid got a brown paper bag.
What's wrong with y'all, bro?
Got a hole in the bottom. I got a mesh laundry bag. Ain't shit in that.
Mesh laundry bag. That's very.
You need to go back to teaching at public schools then.
No, I'm cool. Listen. I'm mentally in terms of careers and jobs. I'm right where I need to be, and I just once again I tell myself I know a lot more about financial stuff now than I ever did. So it's really just about not spending my money on dumb shit like guns and shit. Because I will go buy some guns as soon as I get some money. I'm gonna go buy. I figure out a way to buy some dumb shit. So. It's all on me.
You done said that before too on multiple occasions. I'll buy a gun. I shouldn't, but I will.
I will go. And my wife would be looking at me like, for real? Like, yeah, where you gonna put this one? Shit. With the other ones on my room.
You gonna be moving to Mississippi soon. Get you a shed with all them guns in it like my uncles.
No, I get a safe.
Your wife shoot too, nigga? Your wife shoot too?
No, she doesn't. She hates guns. She hates guns.
So do you have a custom AR-15 yet?
Yeah, I know a lot of women that just hate guns.
I have a couple AR-15s. You know, I got some
nice.
I ain't gonna lie though. I feel you having one.
To a certain degree, I haven't gone all the way in, but what I am about to do is, like I said, I'm gonna put a force reset trigger on one of my ARs, so it'll be automatic. So. You know, I got the scopes and all that stuff on there. The furniture wise, lights and stuff. I got all that stuff.
You got the green light.
I heard you had the 300 blackout. You need to try that CZ Scorpion. That motherfucker's off the chain.
Yeah, it's too damn expensive. Shit.
How much is that gun?
For a CZ Scorpion, it depends. You 1,200 or better.
That bad. I mean, it depends on like you get them because I mean. You can get it from like anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500. Just depends on what's on it.
That's a ticket for a pistol, especially when I got so many other pistols that didn't cost.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
But I do have.
That ain't no high point.
The problem with 300 blackout is that the ammo is so expensive. So you gotta you have to. My partner and I, my guy who I shoot with, he's the one who put me up on 300 blackout. And we have to really conserve 300 blackout ammo when we go shooting. Like, yo, that box right
That's
there.
Because it's 60-something grade. That ammo is 60. I think it's 65 grade.
It's higher than that. It depends on what you get. Like, you can get all kinds of high grain. You can get different slugs. It's just expensive. It's a midpoint between an AR-15 and an AK-47. So it's in between a 5.6 and a 7.6.
That's why you ain't supposed to waste none of them shooting them in the air.
Yeah, you would never catch me nowhere shooting no damn gun in the air. I ain't with that shit anyways.
Hey, have you guys ever had you ever shot the car gun before?
The car gun. What's the car gun?
AKA the High Point. My guy calls High Points car guns because he said if somebody break in and steal it, it ain't worth shit anyway. He be having me laughing.
We call them paperweights. I've never shot a High Point. No, I've had friends who've had them and they came in like they was goddamn dirty hairy. Like, yeah, look at this, and I'm like, you might as well put that shit up. So
they jam all the time. They used to jam all the time. That's why it's funny. Like I heard
the barrels can crack on them too.
Yeah, they're cheap to get because they're made out of cheap material. This is what I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
A gun is just like a car, right?
Yes.
If you get a cheap one, if you get a cheap one, it's going to perform cheaply. Now you do have some what they call budget guns, which are not. That means they just don't cost over $1,000. And like, cause you can get a Glock, you can get a Glock 17 for $400 or $500, which is a super dependable
and a very good one at that.
Yeah. I got a
Glock.
Glock.
Get a high point for like $150
with 2 or 3 magazines with it, right? Like,
that's wild shit to me. Like, that's wild work, man.
Hey, ain't that what the police was carrying around at one time?
What Glocks?
The high points?
Yeah.
I don't think the police ain't never carry high points. No. I think a lot of
they never will.
I think they had a lot of them had Glocks at one point. But
they had Glock 17.
Talk about the guns they had that was trash.
Well, there's the I forget the one that got plagued with that was going off on its own. I can't remember.
You know what, dude? They them guns. I mean, they just be wanting to compete with the fucking military because they get the military hand-me-downs. And that shit ain't trash. The motherfuckers just want more than what they want. It's like toys to them.
Well, I mean, you know, it's like I said, it's some stuff that's not cheap but not expensive, and then there's some shit that's cheap. And then it's some shit that's very expensive. As a new shooter or just a person who shoots every now and then, it makes no sense to go out and buy a top of the line $2,500 AR-15 because you're never going to really be able to enjoy why it's $2,500.
Yeah.
So $500, $700, you get a nice AR-15. And then like Earl said, you can customize it because you can customize the barrels, the lowers, the uppers, put all kinds of furniture on it. So yeah, man, you know, it's just it's something you gotta know about. You have to get familiar with the brand.
Yeah, you made me want to apply for my pardon again, man. Maybe I get lucky this time.
Yeah, who's that? Ace talking about
that? How long have you been away from it?
Oh man, my felony from 2000, but I was denied the first time. I just never. Yeah,
man. I seen a lot of people get that as long as it's.
I know, but you don't. Yeah, but everybody don't get it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I applied back in 2021. I just never tried again. I was like, fuck it. I've been living this long. It's out in Wisconsin.
Oh, your boy been giving them out like hotcakes right now.
I know, but I just, you know, I just never went and tried it again. I was like, fuck it. I'm almost 50 years old. I've been a felon since 2000, half of my motherfucking life. So,
hey, nigga, we don't know what's going to happen with you. You better go get that.
Was you caught with a gun doing your
No, I ain't gonna say it was involved. It was guns in the house, or they weren't getting involved. I got what you call a delivery on controlled substance. I started undercover crack.
Ace, you asked me about a Springfield XD.
That's what I got. I got the Springfield.
Yeah, I got a Springfield XD too. I got a 45. It's nice, believe me. And
if they give you a job where you can work around kids, bro, they'll pardon you for that.
Yeah, if you get the job.
Yeah.
He got to get a pardon from the governor. I'm looking at it right now. Yes. It seems like it's a very tough process.
And you know how many letters I done wrote for brothers, and for some reason this ain't no flex. A lot of brothers have asked me to help them say, hey man, I'm about to try and get my pardon. Can you write me a letter?
You wrote me a letter.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I've written.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's a difficult process. It's not easy.
And a few of them, more than a few of them, have actually gotten a pardon. Shout out to my boy, Chicago Win in Arizona.
You know,
he just got his.
So they're gonna make it hard for the black dude to get, especially the black dude to get the guns, man. You know, these laws are racist anyway when it comes to gun ownership.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you what my big brother used to tell me is rather be caught with it than without it.
I hear you.
Some of the funniest experiences that I've had is going into a store, especially if I go to like Dunham's and I'm in the hunting section and I'm looking at a gun and I say, you know what? I want to get this. And I do the paperwork and I give it to them for the background check. Almost every time the white person is looking at me like, your ass, no, you ain't gonna pass. And then they'll be like, well, Mr. Barnes, you can just, we'll give you a call when it comes through. And I say, nah, it'll be back. It'll be back in about 20, 30 minutes. They're like, well, sometimes they could take a couple days. I'll be like, I ain't worried about it. So I just be chilling for about 20, 30 minutes. And then they look at me and be like, hey, you're all good to go. I'll be like, I know. Let me get my shit. Let me get up out of here.
Yeah, because a person that's a felon ain't gonna sit up there and have nobody do no fucking background check on them.
That's ridiculous.
You know.
Right, but I guess they think we're that dumb. They think we that dumb. Oh, I done had hell at Fleet Farm.
Fleet Farm, yeah, they racist up there.
I had one of the ladies one time ask me, and it was one of them times where I had been back about 4 or 5 times over about a 2 or 3 week span, and probably bought about 4 or 5 different guns. And so she was, in this particular instance, she was trying to process the order. See, what I had done is I had filed my background check for one firearm, but I changed my mind. I want to get a 1911, a 45.
Yeah.
But I did it first for a Rock Island Armory, and then I came back and said, no, I'd rather have a Kimber, because I'd had a Kimber before. So I said, I want to change it, and that threw everything into a flux. She actually looked at the screen and seen, like, I guess it showed my purchase history, and she said to me out her mouth, "Oh my God, you have several purchases on here. What are you doing with all these firearms?" I looked at her like, "Is you out your goddamn?" I said,
y'all doing?
Why are you asking me about my firearm purchases? Like,
I said, look, wait, what? Y'all don't ask me that. Y'all don't ask me that when the charge is clear on my card. Like,
absolutely not.
I had to deal with the manager. He apologized about 70,000 times. I'm so sorry. She shouldn't have said that. She shouldn't have said that.
Send your information to the motherfucking ATF, man.
Yeah. They can send it to them.
They're supposed to.
I tell you what.
That's what they send it to. Shit.
Background check and shit like that.
They're going to do that anyway.
If they send my information and they want to investigate it, they just practicing. Because it ain't shit on my record. Ain't shit on my record.
With Cabela's because of the very fact that if you buy, and I've heard this, if you buy ammunition over 1,000 rounds in bulk, the ATF, there's a good chance the ATF can't come visit you.
And they probably should, though. They should, though.
Huh?
If you buy 1,000 rounds, somebody need to look into your ass, man. You don't need no goddamn 1,000 rounds and no ammunition.
That's called red. That's called a red flag.
All these white motherfuckers do that shit. Why the fuck can't you do it?
They should be investigating their ass too. What you mean? I don't care what color you is.
They don't buy it all at one time.
You ain't got 1,000, all them guns. You ain't got 1,000 rounds in your house.
You don't buy it all at one time.
No, absolutely not.
But, I mean, you can. I mean, niggas, you can.
You shouldn't.
No, I would never do it. But I'm just saying.
If you're a criminal and you got something that you're plotting on doing,
it illegal to buy.
If you're a criminal or if you got some ill intent, you don't want to go in there and buy a thought, because that should bring it should shine a light on you and say, hey, y'all need to watch this motherfucker, because it's so expensive. Just like if you want to get AR-15 bullets right now, you get a box of 150. It's gonna cost you $125.
Yeah,
so it's expensive. Man.
You can get 150 for 89 bucks right now at Cabela's.
Well, you're gonna have some goddamn 60 grain bullets, and they ain't gonna be worth
shit. Green tippers, Kev.
They're gonna be
MS-65.
They're not gonna be high quality ammo, and your gun's gonna be dirty as hell when you get done shooting it. So I'm saying,
who makes?
Yeah, who does make them for 150 for 80 bucks? I've never seen that. I've never seen that in the store.
I've seen it at Cabela's. Matter of fact, I can go to the website now again.
And we stopped going to Cabela's. My brother and I stopped going to Cabela's years ago because of how they would treat us when we would go in there. Like, we'd be standing at the counter. And my brother was actually a hunter. Like, he had hunting guns. So he went hunting in the woods. So he had bought a bunch of hunting rifles from there. And he had a really expensive deer hunting rifle. And they just we standing at the counter. They just walking past us, serving people right in our face. I was like, yo, what's up with this shit? Yeah. So we just like, man, you know what? No, we ain't never coming back here again. Even though me and my son, we used to go back when I used to stockpile ammo. I wasn't buying 1,000 at a time. I go get, whatever's on sale. We go grab this, that, and the third. And I had it. And then I started going back to the range, and all that shit disappeared. So, you don't really need. What you need, unless you get ready to do some crazy shit. Why do you need 1,000 bullets?
And they don't know what's going to happen in the next year.
If you buy that, just go down to Mississippi. You can buy it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of ways to skin a cat, man. You can do a lot of shit online, right? Like that's what my partner, who I ride, my shooting partner, I found he does a lot of business online. Shout out to Jay. I hope he listens. He's normally listening to the show. He goes on and he'll show me the deals. Like, Kev, man, check this out. This on sale here and there. And so, you know, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it most of the time, man. So
hey, I'm gonna tell you, it's best to go to Mississippi visit and come back home with a nice chunky, nice bag.
They got some good prices down there.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
It's a long ass drive to get some bullets. I just rather go.
Yeah, family down there.
Go visit your family.
Good time anyway.
Yeah, go visit your family.
I go to Brookfield. I go to Dunham's in Brookfield. I ain't driving all the way to Mississippi.
You go down there, visit your family, shoot your gun.
Shout out to my family in Mississippi, but I don't want to see them that bad where I want to drive 17 hours.
You go shoot, bro.
I want to see them that bad. Times by the goddamn bugs down there. Oh my God.
You know how much grief I get from my uncles who live in Mississippi right now when they see me about not coming down there. Like, boy, we don't come down there. I'm like, man, I ain't never coming down there, man. What you talking about? Like, I don't listen.
Why you don't like to go down south?
Never.
What's the problem with going out south?
It ain't just down south. The one thing about me is I am not a traveler. I am most comfortable. I'm most comfortable at home. Like if I can just sit at my house and chill. Okay. I don't like being in hotels. I don't like driving 17, 18 hours. I don't want to get on no plane and fly.
I'll never
drive that long again. Never.
No, I don't care about. I don't care about how they live. I'm straight. I'm not a traveler.
The most I drive is 2 hours now.
Say that again, Ian.
The most I'm driving is 2 hours now. Like, cause I got to do some business in Phoenix sometimes now. The most I'll drive is 2 hours.
That's a long time. That's a long.
That's a very long time.
I had to drive to Beloit. I mean, not Beloit, but oh shit, where was I at? Where the Ku Klux Klan headquarters in Wisconsin? Janesville. I had to drive to Janesville. It was 2 hours. I almost lost my damn mind in that car.
I had to do that shit every day.
Nigga, I'll jump on the highway and head to Dallas tonight.
Yeah, you
we'll be there tomorrow about 3:30. Goddamn it, I ain't gonna play. Man, I love that road out there. I mean, different stuff for different folks. You see, I always be like, man, I'm gone. I'll be all in South Carolina, North Carolina, Atlanta. I might go to Mississippi next week. I'm trying to. I don't know. It's like a 50-50 chance I might go. You know what I'm saying? It's either gonna be Mississippi, Detroit, or Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? I just like to get away when I got a chance.
My wife is from the Twin Cities.
Give me some ammo for me.
She's from the Twin Cities, so that's 5 hours away. And when I first got married, I used to take her home regularly. If you asked me at that point, you'd have thought I was finna take a round the world trip, because I used to dread that drive so bad. Like I didn't want to drive 5 hours. So. You know, but like I said, when I was in school,
I drive to Chicago every weekend to see my girl. My girl's in Chicago.
Chicago ain't nothing, though. That ain't nothing. That's an hour.
Chicago ain't that bad.
And a lot of that stretch in Chicago.
You can go to Chicago just to get a
speed limit.
Italian Fiesta pizza.
The speed limit is 70 miles per hour plus on a lot of that stretch. So you're gonna get there before you know it. But you know,
it's about 85 when you hit that Wisconsin border.
Man, when I was in school, and I used to have to get on the Greyhound to go back and forth to North Carolina. I mean, not North Carolina, but North Dakota, or even when I went to Eastern Illinois, it was a very long. Charleston, Illinois is a very long way away.
Take me to ride the bus in fucking North Dakota.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I pulled it once, man. And I thought I was somewhere in another motherfucking country, dude. No. I took the bus to South Dakota, man. That shit ran 18 hours.
I believe
it's only a 7-hour drive.
I believe to Fargo in North Dakota it was 12, but if it was the wintertime and it was snowing, it would be even longer. And I just remember all the time, and everywhere we went, man, we had a bus. We go to games, we got to go to Iowa, we got to go to all these different places. Got to get on the bus and ride for hours. I used to just be thinking to myself, when I'm done with this shit, I ain't going nowhere. I'm so tired of this shit, and I kept it true. Like I'm not often getting ready to travel. I know I've kind of made my wife a promise that we're gonna go to Jamaica. If I can get y'all talking about that bag, if I can get something to put in it, I think I am gonna try and venture out. I'm not.
Don't wear no motherfucking button up when you go to Jamaica, goddamn it.
I'm not itching to leave this country though. So I'm not, once again, I'm not.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. It's a beautiful world out there, kid.
If you going to a resort, you'll be all right.
Jamaica,
Dominican
Republic,
it's a beautiful world.
man.
Right in my backyard, in my garage. It's a beautiful world. I mean, I wanted
to go to Africa for my 50th birthday, but Trump's still gonna be in office, so I don't think I'm gonna go.
No desire to go to Africa at all. That's too far for me.
Man.
I'd be over there mad.
I'm gonna die. I look at it like I'm gonna die one day. That's like an 18-hour
flight. It's beautiful over there too, Dion. Because I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know how modernized it was until I went there.
Yeah, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, all right. Like people be thinking Africa is like this whole fucked up place. That's what these people want us to believe.
They have
cities like New York.
It is.
That's not
Did y'all
even
talk about the SNAP benefit cuts?
That's the reason I don't want to go. I don't want to go because it's too far. It ain't got nothing to do with it not being modern. It's too damn far. I don't want to be that far away from my house. No. So, you know.
I can tell you this. The ladies in Tanzania, boy, it's worth to go see. They sucky. Man, they love us, but they built right.
I don't deal with the monkeypox.
Oh my God! Listen, the perfect world for me, if I could make my own decision and live, if the way I want to live is, I just want to build a house where I have everything that I want at my house, so I don't have to go anywhere. If I want to go to down, sit at my bar, sip a couple drinks, I do that. If I want to go on my patio, I do that. If I want to get on my four-wheeler and ride down to the opposite end of my property, I got a couple acres, I'll do that. I don't want to have to ever be in a situation where I'm always gone. I got to go drive hours or travel far away to do shit. Like I'm a homebody, man. I like to be at the crib. I like to chill. I don't like to be up in no hotel and shit. And you know,
you said you had a couple acres.
It's racking. It's nerve wracking, bro.
I got some land down south. My parents left us some land.
Talking about your house here. I'm like, shit.
No, I wish I did have some acres here. Shit, I got a garage. That's
you
like,
had to move to backward.
I'd be in my garage chilling. So that's like you can find me most of the time, especially at night. I'm in my garage chilling, man. And I'm not really, you know, I ain't really no dude who like to be. I used to be the type of cat that want to go. I will go hang out with my homies and go in the hood and all that. I don't even do no shit like that. No, I ain't sitting at no other brother house playing no video games and. You know, whatever I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna have a drink or whatever I'm gonna do, I'm be sitting right here at the crib. Like, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I
can't even invite you to my crib, Kev, because your ass ain't gonna come.
It depends on where you live. I thought you said you live in Green Bay.
I do.
Yeah, I'm cool. I ain't driving to Green Bay.
That's too far.
It is too far.
Get y'all, man.
Now if you
come on when you get when you come back to Wisconsin, come see your brother, man. We can chill out the bar.
Shop it. I'll come to Green Bay. My niece and speaking of Green Bay, go to Natural Instinct Combat. They got their first promotion in August. That's my nephew. His name is Chris Paulenko. Natural Instinct Combat. They're doing their show in Green Bay. I'll post it again. I'll be posting it all the time. But Natural Instinct Combat, that is their mixed martial arts. What do they call it? I forgot what it's called.
They doing teaching and shit like that because I'm trying to get my daughter.
No. They got 15 fighters coming. I know Anthony Pettis and Sergio Pettis. Shouts out to them and their brother too. They said that they would send some fighters from St. Louis because it's right there. So they was like, we got you if y'all need some more fighters or whatever. But I think they got like 14 matches. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be a good. They got an octagon. It's a real fight.
I had a homeboy last year during the football season. He called me on the phone, and he's like, "Kev, man, what you gonna do this Sunday?" I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. He was like, "Man, I know you love football. I know you love the Packers, bro. I got some real good ass seats, man, and I can't really find nobody to go with me. So I figured, I know if I call you, you want to go." I said, "Nah, I'm straight." He was like, "What? Why?" First of all, because of the drive, and second of all, is because another thing that I do not do is very large crowds. I don't like large crowds. That's why I don't go to no Bucks games. I don't
fuck with it either.
And I don't do heights either. So if I got to sit all the way up in the goddamn stadium and shit, I'm be sitting there, man. I made my son laugh so bad. I took him to a Bucks game, and we wasn't down on the floor. we was up a little high.
I ain't been to a sporting event down up high in a while. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I wouldn't do it either.
No, man, these steps look a little too steep for me. I'm holding on to the rail going down like
tailgate up here. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have a ball. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got all kind of food contests and shit.
There's too many drunk white people for me to go to. Like,
Oh, it's man, if you black folks, they all come from Milwaukee. They got the buses.
See, that's why we always get our ass caught up somewhere trying to drink eat some free food and some beer and shit. And white boys get drunk and be like, "Who brought this nigger?" Your ass be done.
What part of black people don't you get?
Who brought the
They
freaking
come from
monkey?
Milwaukee. They be on the buses. Some of them drive up
It's a
here.
lot of niggers who go up there. I know it is. I ain't blind. I see them way up at the top of the stadium. I be seeing them.
I ain't gonna lie though, watching the Brewers game from the box, that is fun. When you go with a group, if it's like 10 or 15 of y'all and it's a box or whatever, that's nice. A suite. Yeah. It's very nice.
As long as I can go up in the elevator. Fuck that escalator shit. Because I know I went to the 5-7.
Oh yeah, elevator, no escalator.
That's another thing my son got a great laugh out of when I took him to the Bucks game. But we was at the Bradley Center. That damn escalator, I don't play that shit. That high ass, you got to go up. I was looking. He knew I was uncomfortable. He was dying laughing like, Dad, you look like you about to jump. I'm like, yeah, I'm not cool.
Your son a fool.
Yeah, we be tripping, don't you?
Yeah, I'm
hold the motherfucker, man.
I'm a strange.
He said, Dad, you on suicide watch. You about to jump.
I don't even like if we go to Mayfair. I don't get on the escalator at Mayfair. It's too. I don't like it. I don't like
No, not at all.
The elevator. So I'm just I'm a finicky dude. I ain't for everybody. I'll tell you that in a minute.
My mama don't like getting on the escalator because she's saying somebody shoestring get caught and they told them people leg up,
But it's everything. I ain't for everybody. I tell people that all the time. It's a lot of shit that people love that I don't even. I'll be like, no, I don't want to do that shit. They be like, what you talking about?
Like, you do that?
Right? No.
You like me? Like I don't want to go swimming. I know how to swim, but I don't want to go swimming. I did enough swimming in Washington Park. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go swimming. You know what I'm saying? I'm like clubbing. There's a lot of shit that I don't want to be doing either.
But I'm an individual too. I'm not a follower, so I only do what I want to do. I don't do shit because somebody told me or suggested it or because everybody else is doing it. I never have been that type of person. If I look at it, I don't care how popular it is. If I don't want to do it, I'll be like, I'm cool. Oh man, what you talking about? You should. I said I'm good. Leave me the fuck alone. So that's just how I've always been. I follow my own script, and that's why before we close out tonight, I wanted to just talk about this real briefly because the show it's 10 o'clock. Did y'all see now that Oprah's getting backlash because she's come out and said she had Whitney Houston on as a guest, and Whitney was so high that she fell off the stage.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, dirty bitch. She should have said that years ago. She just be trying to get old clickbait asshole.
Now her being dead is Oprah's fault now. I love it.
Well, Whitney's sister-in-law said, first of all, she lying because it wasn't a show. It was it was a rehearsal. Like Whitney came to rehearse because she was going to be on there and she fell off the stage in rehearsal, but she said it had nothing to do with her being high. My thing is, Oprah, she said she made sure nobody, because people in the audience had cameras, and she made sure she begged people not to share the footage because it would have ruined Whitney. So why are you coming out with it now after she's dead, Oprah? Like, why? That is very un-FBA-ish. Like, that's some whole
Oprah. She's also from Mississippi too, right?
Oprah's not a tether. Oprah's family is from Mississippi. Same time.
Well, I'm just saying she's a grifter. Then she's a grifter.
I mean,
she's one of Weinstein's homies.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't call her a grifter. She achieved so much. It's just she just kind of went weird a little bit. You know what I mean?
Man, she be kicking in with all the pedos, man. I can't call Oprah like that.
Yeah, the money shit. Yeah, because she wasn't always like that.
Huh? Who? Michael Jackson?
Yeah, man. The way she interviewed him, it was kind of fucked up, man. If you remember that interview she did with dude,
y'all know I think Michael was a weirdo, so you know.
What? Look at freaking Gayle King when she was interviewing Lisa Leslie and she was talking about Kobe the day he died or something or the day after. So how do you feel about him raping women? What? Lisa was like,
well, that was
what? Yeah.
You know, that's when Snoop Dogg called her a funky dog face bitch or some shit like that.
Yeah, he did. He was mad. And I don't like Snoop, but I loved that at the time. Yes.
You know, hey, I just think Oprah, you could have, you know, the fact that her and Gayle are more open now talking about and denying that they lovers, and Oprah's like, Gayle was like, well, I'll never get a date because everybody think I'm with Oprah. So I'm like, talk about that. Why do you have to bring up the date?
That woman never sucked no pussy, man. She ain't never did that shit, kid.
Say that again. I didn't understand what you said.
He said what?
And that woman ain't never sucked no pussy. She ain't never did. You can't force some people to be gay if they ain't gay.
I didn't say you.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you how society will fuck you up.
Wait, Dion. I think you missed the whole point of the statement. I never said she was or she wasn't.
Yeah. We don't know that.
Said that was the latest thing that had made news with her and Gail addressing those rumors after all these years. So I said she could have kept talking about that as opposed to talking about something Whitney Houston did. How long Whitney been dead? Like, I mean, come on.
A long time.
13 years, shit. But I'm gonna tell you how society will fuck you up, right? So all these years, you know what I'm saying? A motherfucker was growing up and used to think that MC Light was wrong. Now I don't know what made a motherfucker think MC Light was gay, but you know,
I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them.
Motherfuckers used to think MC Light was gay. The whole time, guess what? MC Light is not gay.
She married.
You know what I'm saying? Society will, hold on, babe. Society will have you fucked up and indoctrinate you to think a lot of shit that ain't true. Like, I really don't think Luther Vandross was gay.
Dion.
What man that came out and said he fucked Luther? No.
Listen to MC Light's interview though. She said a lot of the rumors came from the fact that she actually was dipping her toe in that pool. So she did it.
What toe?
She was engaged.
She licked some vagina.
She was hanging out with I think she was hanging out with Latifah.
Well, she said she had been in some relationships with some women. There's a whole circle in hip hop.
I ain't never heard that until she licked no pussy.
She didn't say that. Yeah, I used to lick. She didn't say that. She said,
she didn't go that graphic.
She said she experimented. That's what she said on the Breakfast Club.
A lot of them do though. A lot of women do, and I've noticed
in rap.
When they say they experiment, I mean they lick some pussy.
Especially in hip hop, because at one point Missy Elliott and Queen Latifah was running through the whole rap industry. So you know.
Yeah, they was.
And then you got the Brat. Everybody is amazed at the picture that the Brat put up of her in the denim suit. Like, he was going crazy. And
the Brat been thick though. The Brat been thick. You know what I'm saying?
That's always been like that.
I remember I was in the joint. She had the double XL magazine. I said, "Boy, I know that ain't the Brat." You know,
I can say that. Hey, you know, Mariah Carey, one of Shawnee's best friends too. By the way, just for the record.
At one point,
what you say?
At one point, they was pushing her off as a heterosexual anyway. So she had the video with Tyrese, and she was in swimsuits and all this. So you know,
we all knew better, which was funny. Me, Twig, Gail, we all knew better. We sitting up there like,
who you say Mariah Carey was who best friend?
That's one of Shawnee's best friends. That's one of her best friends, Mariah Carey. The Brat.
Oh, wow. Who are you talking about?
The Brat. He's calling her by her real name because he's related to her.
Yeah, that's one of her best friends. She was messing with AI too for a minute though.
Yeah, I heard her talking about it.
Yeah, she was fucking with AI.
Yeah. Oh well, enough of that.
He was back there. He was shooting jumpers and shit.
Kerry Walker said Oprah is a pick-me even with all that money, and she said Gail is Oprah real man.
I love Kerry. Kerry
said, man, Oprah and Gail never had
bro. She was like Oprah.
Stedman.
Well, Stedman is what you call neutered. There's a lot of men.
Them ladies.
A lot of men who are neutered though. Like they.
Them ladies weren't bumping no pussies. I even remember
the world may never know. But I think it's a possibility of it.
Hey man, you never know.
They say Whitney was gay too. I don't know though. I mean, the way you watch her movie
with her best friend, Robin. What was her name? Robin something. Yeah.
That lady lied and talking about Whitney sucked her pussy, and that was a lie too.
Yeah, I don't understand why you got to be so graphic, though.
It's her vagina there. Kissed it. Let me say. She kissed it. How about that, man?
I'm cool, man. Listen, I want.
They partook in the activity. They were lesbians.
Right, it's like dude from Life, because I'm a nasty motherfucker, right?
She kissed it. Then I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, I just want to say to everybody,
she licked it, kissed it.
I appreciate y'all tuning into the show. Please share the show. Yes. We want to give it a little bit more.
There's somebody listening to the show right now. Probably let somebody kiss their vagina too.
Want to get a show a few more. Get in front of a few more people. So I'm asking that you share the show. Y'all keep your head on the swivel and be safe out here. We are getting into the warm. Like I said, this year is almost over. Hell, it's June.
Lord, yes.
Almost July.
It is. I be telling people that all the time. Like, man, when you get to July, it's about to be July. We got what? 5 more months towards Christmas. It'll be Thanksgiving.
So,
Cameron, you celebrating Thanksgiving again this year?
I absolutely
yes,
am.
it's time for me.
Absolutely.
It's with my family.
I'm celebrating the 4th of July too. Shit, I'm
No, you ain't. Fuck the 4th. I ain't celebrating the 4th, man.
You know what? Just in that vein, I'm finna celebrate tonight just because it's Wednesday. That's the kind of nigga I am.
Celebrate it twice.
Right. You're gonna celebrate Hump Day?
Yeah, it's Hump Day. I got a tradition for Hump Day. I drink beer.
You ain't stopped drinking that beer yet, Kev?
Not yet. Not yet.
Dang.
Absolutely.
What you drink? What kind of beer you drink?
It depends. It depends on what mood I'm in. Because I drink a bunch of different kinds. I might drink a bunch of different kinds at the same time. I walk to the beat of my own drum, man. That's me. I do what I feel like doing.
What you like?
You know, maybe if the SBAs, if they say, hey, we ain't celebrating Thanksgiving this year, maybe you'll be like, well, fuck it.
Well, see, that's where you got me. That's where you got me twisted at, because I don't give a damn who you are. You don't get to tell me what to do. So I don't care what group, organization, and none of that shit. That shit don't apply to me.
I know what you thought, Dion. You know this motherfucker stubborn in the motherfucker.
You gonna go against the grain with the FBA?
Hey, man, they can get it too. I always quote my mama when she say, "Your ass go in the wagon, come too." So, well, see, Ace, you've known me for a very long time. So you've known me since I was in the 8th grade. Dion don't know me. He ain't known me that long. He don't know me that.
Well, I just want to listen. What's so special about celebrating the European Day is that if a group of African Americans or FBA say, hey, we spitting this shit out this year, that you can't be like, I'm going to follow suit. Why is Thanksgiving so special?
You know what's special about it? The special part of it is, as a grown 50-year-old man, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't have to follow nobody's guidelines. Don't nobody get to tell me, don't do this, don't do that. I do what I want to do. And until my wife and I say, hey, we ain't gonna observe Thanksgiving this year, then it's gonna get observed. Some food gonna get cooked and we gonna eat the shit. It's just it ain't about what nobody else say do. It's about what I say do or what I want to do.
So what if they took it off the calendar then?
I wouldn't give a shit. I don't care. I'd pick another day to do it. I'm not, once again, man, I'm an individual. I'm not a conglomerate, man. So what I was about to say to the people is, 4th of July is coming up, and I know that everybody was celebrating Juneteenth Day, and it was Happy Freedom Day, and then so now the White Freedom Day, which is supposed to be 4th of July, is coming up. So y'all get ready. But in the meantime and in between time, please stay safe. Hug the people that you love, because you don't know how long they're gonna be here for you to hug them, appreciate them.
That's true.
Every day since my brother has left this planet, I've been wishing he was still here. So, and neither one of us was big on hugging, but maybe we should have hugged a couple times and said, hey man, I love you, man. But if one thing,
hey, when I see you, I'm gonna give you a hug. You hear me?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I give you a hug every time I see you.
Don't do that.
On the real.
That's why I carry a knife. I'm not really a
hugger. Two big, 290-some pound niggas clash and hug. I'm gonna grab you. Kid, come here. God, what's going on? God damn it, long time no see, man.
I know for a fact you will grab me, because you have grabbed me before when you see me, and each time I'll be like, come on, man, with this shit, man. What's wrong with you, Dion? Calm down.
He said, what's wrong with
you? We gotta hug. You my nigga. I love you, man. You already know that, man. I fuck with you.
So like I was saying, man, y'all be cool, man.
Most definitely.
Aisha, the therapist, said I hug my brother. I love you, Ian. Oh,
love you too, Aisha.
She's so funny.
Ian, don't start crying on it. I'm glad you ain't drinking today too, man.
I'm going to be as soon as I leave this broadcast.
He's celebrating Wednesday too. That's what's happening.
Kev, yes, I am. I'm going to celebrate with some video games.
I'm waiting for this direct deposit to hit, goddamn it, because it should be hitting in a few hours.
So
that's what I've been
happy hump day, Ian.
Happy hump day, KB.
In the meantime, y'all, congratulations to us. We did get both shows done this week. I didn't cop out on the Wednesday like I did last week.
Okay, mother definitely.
Carrie, that sounds disturbing. Shout out to Carrie. Shout out to you, Carrie, for supporting.
You're killing it today in the comments.
Room lit. And shout out to Brendan for keeping the People News Network going, man. I will see y'all Monday, man, because I will damn sure be here if the Lord see fit. So peace and love, man. Y'all be easy, man.
God bless.
All right, everybody. Love.
Love y'all.